There's some people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement. We are awake, we are not alone. We are striving for more. So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
And Lucas.
And a TGIF to you all. Happy Friday. Welcome to Have No Sphere, right here on the Iron Row Media YouTube channel. As you may have guessed, my name is Josh Corey, and we have got quite the exciting show for you. As the title might suggest, let's jump right in and start saying hello to folks, starting with Mr. Zachary Zabala. You might know him as Good Times for All here on the YouTubes. Afternoon, Zach. Happy Friday.
Hey, Josh. How's it going, man?
Hey, I got the day right, so, one step at a time.
At least this time, right?
At least this time.
No, good day. Weather was beautiful, mid-80s. Looks like we're going to get some rain, but I got to go hang out with the neighbor today. I think he's 82. Cool guy, real cool guy. Needed some help with his washing machine. And I got to take something apart today, and play and fiddle and unscrew stuff. And I put all the parts back this time. Not one left over. But no, we're probably going to have to take the motor out and the pump motor for the bottom and put a new pump back in if he can find one. If not, I'm going to help him go pick up probably a used one. They don't use it. And I think that's what happened is the pump motor, those pump motors are made to run a lot, daily or at least weekly. And they went years without running it. And things get seized up when you don't use them, and so it could be something simple like that. But it's just awesome. I love hanging out with him. He's just a cool old man. You get to see a different point of view. He sees me on the phone because I was looking stuff up for him, trying to find parts. He's like, "How do your thumbs move so fast? How do you know what you're doing on this?" It's like, I don't know, man. I've been just doing it for a while. He's like, "I got to try that." And that made me smile, just thinking 82 years old and he wants to get the smartphone and learn how to do all this stuff. So, you never stop learning. It just goes to show.
Never stop learning. Amen, brother. All right, well, let's go ahead and say hello to, let's do Lucas King. His channel here on YouTube is LC King, but it's not really Friday for him. It's a early Saturday morning. Yeah. Happy Saturday, Lucas.
Yeah. No, it's good. Good to be here. Looking forward to the show. Not much is news since Friday night. Just slept. Well, there's dreams. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen. There is. Yeah, there is. Probably a lot.
If you want to hear a more lively Lucas, go listen to the show we did this morning. He was much more chipper and awake. We're catching early morning Lucas right now.
It's all good. I worked my way into it.
All right, let's say hello. Let's do Mrs. Cammy Nodell, because it just seems like I don't ever get to talk to Cammy nearly as much as I'd like to. How you doing, Cammy? How's your week been? How's your husband doing? How's your son doing? How's the homestead? How's everything going?
Oh, we are hanging in here. My son is doing really well, actually. I think doing, pretty darn good. Which is nice. My husband, definitely, we went out for a drive yesterday and getting better every day. Myself, I am too. Now it's just looking at the mess from not doing what you usually do or get through. And it's like, oh, wow, I got to deal with that. So I'm at that fun state at it right now, which is, again, you get the urge to get things done. So it's a good place to be.
It is a good place to be. All right, then. How about we say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson, his channel. You know what? Wait. Before we say hello to Walter, I forgot to give you Cammy's channel. It seems like I do that a lot, and I apologize, Cammy. Cammy's channel here on YouTube is Aisling717. Everybody head on over there, subscribe. You never know what you're going to find there. Sorry about that, Cammy. All right, now we can go into Walter Flat Earth Head, his channel here on the YouTubes. Walter, how has your Friday been thus far?
It's been a day of rest. As I told you guys this morning, I didn't sleep at all last night, so I caught up today. Got the show stuff up, pretty much crashed, so needed sleep, definitely. Kind of like Zach the other day with his 12-hour binge. But yeah, it was a Friday. We had a great show this morning. Looking forward to our guest multipulously. So instead of yapping, you hear me talk enough, and the cats are fine. So that's enough about cats. Let's move on.
Let's move on. I do want to give a quick shout out to Jose JG there in chat. It is on occasion. I do say hello to the chat and the people there. The problem is my attention span is about that long. So if I get too caught up in chat, then I don't stay focused. Not that I stay focused anyway, but I lose focus on the chat. So I do watch it on occasion and say hello and add things from time to time. But I try to not divide my limited focus as it is. But hey, Jose, nice to see you. Nice to have you here. Regardless of what shape you think the Earth is.
Well, while we're shouting out to the chat, I do have to give a special little shout out there as I'm restarting my phone and it's waking back up. I got a message today on the Flat Earth app, Friend Finder app from BCB there in chat. I was glad to see that message. Thank you. Appreciate you hanging out with us in chat this morning as well. And appreciate the message there on the Friend Finder. So,
kick ass. Welcome, BCB. Thanks for making use of that Friend Finder feature there on the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Everybody head on over there to the Blue Water Bay version. Make sure you use the Blue Water Bay developing version of the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. And go ahead and have a quick look-see. And you'll see about 16,500 people, approximately. Probably 12-ish% of the people that actually have the app are utilizing the Friend Finder feature. So just imagine if every single person that had that app clicked on it, opened up the Friend Finder feature and logged on, and we had just that whole map just blow up blue. How badass would that be?
Well, that is such an amazing weapon just to show other people. Be like, yeah, I'm a crazy flat earther, right? There's only a couple of us. Here you go.
And just starting off with the story of the app, right? Just talking about, Dave and how he's a flat earther and he made this app just to kind of consolidate information and be able to make it easy for him. And he's got this clock on there. It's got the zodiac and the sun and the moon, and it does all this really cool stuff. But here's what's interesting. He's also got this feature that only 10% of the people that have this app use, 12%, whatever it is. And you just open it up and you just keep it zoomed in on you and say, look, here I am. This shows flat earthers. That small percentage of the people that are using this feature that have the app is just a small percentage of the people that are actually flat earthers. It's a fraction of a fraction. And you start to zoom out and you show them that what 16,000 blue dots look like on a map. And it's powerful. It's effective. It's dramatic, and I dig it. So shout out to BCB. We are also joined by phone, Miss Allison Briscoe. It's a rare opportunity we get to chat with Allison. Allison, thanks for hanging out with us this evening.
Greetings. My pleasure, of course, and always. I love you guys.
Oh, well, we love
you. Yeah, and I was just telling, I couldn't get, blah, 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 back to, anyway, the venue where I'm fixing to go into, it's fucking going to be awesome. We'll just have to see how it goes. Because I can't explain it. It's very exciting right now. And who was it? I heard, Josh earlier.
Hold on one sec, Allison. Oh. Just to let everybody know, Allison is actually going to be streaming the show live at a venue that she's going to, like a bar. She's going to set up in the back corner, and the show is going to be going out live to everybody there. So she's doing her part, like flat smacking, you know.
Oh wow! Nice.
Well, I was going to be outside, trying to do it outside, but blah blah blah. So I'm working on that right now because there's nobody in here right now, and it's just the venue, y'all. I mean, the reverb in this place. This used to be the acoustic house, but it's not. Whatever. They didn't. Oh boy! But the owner of the building, right? The owner of the venue. Saw me putting all my camera stuff together, finally, in a thing, getting it organized so that I can do this. And I was talking about, how the camera came about. And she thought that was really cool. And I told her, you were. And I think I've sent her a link a couple times, but, she'd go, she's an extroverted introvert or introvert extrovert, one of those. Mm-hmm. And so, she's like, anyway. So here we are. And the K-Pasta Trio will be on later. I haven't seen them in a while. So, I'm going to, set up now. I've got 2 cameras, and my phone, and I'll have my computer, and I'll have my computer going through a little television that I got where I was earlier. Oh, I'm working on it. And Zoom's being a dick, though. I mean, so we'll see what happens. Well, it's okay. That's all right. It's all right, because this is important shit. That's why. And because these people, I'm not out to anyone, I don't, from the rooftops, I'll ask questions. But there's open minds here. Okay. And, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Well, it is awesome, And, Josh said something about the energy being up with people, right? Was that you? Did you say that earlier?
I don't think that was
before we came on.
I don't believe so.
Not you. I mean, Zach. Josh, Zach. I knew. I saw your face, Zach. I did. I saw your face. Really, 4 letters, whatever. It could have been Walt, 4 letters, but I met you. Okay, I did. I met you. Anyway, blah 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 blah. When I had to tell, about the story about and John, one of the guys, was, living in the county that I grew up in, knows, whatever. Small world, not small world. It is a world. It's a realm. And sunrise this morning, you guys, here was so awesome. And I got to take a 5-year-old to school and show, and she's taking a video of the thing, showing her the sun. That's a sun gate. I've never seen it like that before. I've never seen the sun rise like that before, or come at me, right, like it did this morning with the vapor, with the particulates, with the water, which is also the other elements, right? So, la la la, because there was pink around the edge. Its outer ring was pink.
That's crazy.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I've had some crazy sunrises here in Missouri too, with all the fires, I guess, and the smoke in the sky has left me with some interesting sunrises and sunsets lately. But we do have one more person to say hello to.
Is Mac here? Mac here?
Mac is not here yet. Mac says he will probably be fashionably late, but he will be here. So as soon as terrestrial Mac gets in and settled and set, he says he will come moseying in whenever. As is our show. The door's always open. Once you have the link, you have the link. And
I know. You did it.
That's how that works.
Love you. All right. I'm quiet now. Oh.
So hot on the heels of the Flat Earth British Conference 2021. A man who should be the best-selling author, Mr. Martin Lee Martin. Always a pleasure to have you on, sir. How are you feeling? Are you getting rested? Or are you getting reacclimated to normal life?
Yeah, man. I'm refreshed, energized, and ready to kick ass. I'm all out of chewing gum.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, man.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
You know, Josh is on top of that.
Yeah. Did you see that app? Dave sent me a video. There's somebody sat in the Antarctic with in a hut somewhere.
That's great.
with a flat Earth, a sun and moon app. Finds a friend. He's gonna have a hard job. Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. There, dots popping up all over. I'm
crazy.
I'm about ready to do the country thing and see if there's more countries that have dots than don't now.
Yeah.
I know Central Africa isn't all that great. In some parts of the Middle East, Southern Asia, Southeastern Asia, there's
In
countries in
Siberia.
there.
We must get it to Siberia, comrades.
But yeah, like everywhere else, it's really, there's at least one
Taking off.
dot in the countries. Yeah, it's taken off, man. It's pretty awesome.
It's wicked. Blue dot t-shirts. I feel them coming on.
Oh, yeah.
I told Dave.
Oh yeah.
I told Dave when he launched, the day he launched, I told him I wanted a T-shirt that says "I am a pale blue dot."
That could work. Yeah, man. Extend it.
Yeah, there's a conversation starter right there. What do you mean? What does that shirt mean?
There might be,
Pale blue
just
dot.
rub the nose thing. When in Fight Club, don't mention Fight Club.
That's right. It's our flat Earth secret handshake.
Yeah.
You got to put your hands out way like this, and you get as close as you can to the other person, and then you touch your hands on the other side of them. It's real
Love touching
complicated.
them.
I'll show you when I meet you. We'll figure it
No,
out.
I know that move. Without actually physically touching them.
Oh, no. We totally get in there and physically touch.
Oh,
We go
no,
heart
it's a
to
meld.
heart.
It's a meld.
It's
Exactly.
heart to heart.
All right. Well, you say so.
So tell us about it, Martin.
So how
What
did it
was the
go?
morning like of the conference?
I saw
Well,
some of that.
It's pretty
I saw
hard to describe.
It was great.
Oh, it's just hard to describe, brothers. It was just like euphoria from the start to the finish. I never seen a frowny face. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was ecstatic. Everyone was just celebrating life. And just a fantastic thing, the whole thing. Just perfect, actually. Just the whole thing. Was just perfect. Except for, like, all of it was on me and all the responsibility of all the things going wrong. But, I got my ways of making
How many
peace.
times did you hear your name that day? Could you even count? How many
It's
times
just
you heard
it's
Martin?
ridiculous trying to get from A to B, like, you got every single person. I'm all right, and I expected that, though. I've had similar before, but not on that level. I literally hugged more people in that day than I've any other day in my entire life, for one. I can't imagine another time I've hugged this many people in one day. Well, obviously I've not. So that
sounds like an amazing day then,
Brother, Zach, I thought of you, brother. Don't worry, I seen you there in chat, and you would have absolutely loved it. Yeah, you would have loved. All of you would have. It was just a homecoming, innit, for our sides of the tribe over here in Britain. Similar. It looked like the same people, that you see in your meets and stuff. It was just. But I'm waiting actually on the official video that was recorded on a couple of cameras. So I'm waiting on an oracle, believe it or not. But that's not come through. Somebody have sent me some unofficial recordings of myself, Dave Murphy's presentation, which was fantastic, by the way, and Mac Devlin's as well. But there was another girl as well, Future of the Past, who I haven't got yet. So I've got like secondary recordings, but not the official ones just yet. So I'm waiting on them. I'll present them on my channel ASAP as soon as I can, because everyone's really wanting to see them. Give you all a flavour of the day, because that was a lot of energy for a lot of people. you know, no masks, no student. You know, as soon as you went through the door, all of the craziness of the old world completely disappeared. Everybody was on the same vibration. Everybody knew what we were there for, you know, to celebrate the awakening, all on the same level, no matter where you are on the plane. Everyone just rising up together, exactly the same moment, and everyone was feeling it. It was just goose pimples.
Oh, you just gave me goose pimples, man.
Oh, brother, you know it. It was just the whole day. I was just shivering with it. Everyone else was the same as well. They were coming up and showing me. It's just the buzz you're at. What's going on? It was just magical, guys. It was just magical. The whole thing, just meant to be, you know, because, you know, the universe just worked out, you know, problems for me. I tended not to get like stressed or anything because I'm in the camp of, well, if it's meant to happen, it'll just happen. That's the end of it. So I put my trust in my spirit and Most High, and just made it happen. And I know now that I can do other ones because I was just really, really good success. I got that was packed. You know, when they all turned up at night, there was only standing room in the back, and that place holds 300 people. So it was heaving, guys. It was heaving, hot and heaving in there.
Yeah, you probably could have sold double that easy.
Well, I only give 3 weeks ticket sales advance notice and sold it out. So, yeah, if I'd have had like a bigger venue, you know, a few months advance notice, get some Fantasticus to present, get a decent band, a good bit of music, DJ everything else, and just do it all properly. So, yeah, it was a learning, I'm not going to say curve, it was learning how to do it myself. And you know, to combat all the problems and everything else and take it all, sort it all. So yeah, I can do that.
Man,
yeah. So
Mark Devlin was amazing. Just the songs I heard while you were alive, walking around in there. Yeah. Man, he was playing some good ones. Yeah.
You know, he's got
Aretha Franklin, respect. I was like, get out of here. Yes.
I got a copyright for that.
I figured you would.
Aretha. O-S-P-E-C-T. Yeah, no, he does. He's got fab taste. But yeah, he was fabulous as well. Everyone was just, you know, everyone's just egging me on now. So, you know, Mark made a video. David sent me a message saying, you know, that was just such a special day. We should do this again. He's thinking on getting something together himself, which will be fantastic. And I will. So I'm just like already in, you know, my little team to help me get this sorted. I'm looking for somewhere bigger for hopefully next spring. I'm going to have to do more than one because basically I'm not really in the camp of just having one do and no more. So I would love to go to a Flattoberfest actually.
I wish you could, man.
This jabbing stuff and nobody's going to be ramming anything up my fucking nose. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't blame you one bit, man. It's going to happen when it's supposed to. It's when it'll happen.
Yeah, it'll happen because we can just. This is what I'm just going to say. We just showed the world, right? That, you know, manifesting can just make things happen. Set your intent and just fucking make it happen. And it's the same for all this bullshit with the COVIDs and passports and all of that. We'll just intend it out of our reality. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there will be a time, Zach, that we all meet up as well. You know. So we just intend it and it will fucking come. Don't worry about what we think's happening now. You know, last week they had like come up on my Google feed, you know, the bullshit media saying, or the Prime Minister saying, no, we're not bothering anymore. It seems like the jig's up. We're just going to pack it all in, go back to normal now. It's like, is this reality or is this going to be you in the morning? Obviously, it's just going by morning. You can't believe anything on the internet, full stop. So, yeah, it's just, but they are, you know, sort of, they've fucked it big time, haven't they? They give the game away. Everybody knows it. They can't pull this shit again at all. They just can't. There's just no way they can. And now everyone's like sort of got new passion for truth. You know, this meetup was just like off the radar for passion. The conversations you can hear going down, you know, when you walk around.
Yeah, well, they woke a sleeping giant. They did. They woke the one thing they don't want to wake up, and that's a mob.
Yeah, man. And everyone just peaceful and loving, you know, it just shows them, you know, that this is, you know, they like to chuck, you know, problems in and they antagonize things and stuff, you know, this is their thing. But we had a big bubble golden protection around all of us, man. We were just having a fantastic time. The outside world just wasn't there, you know.
Yeah, melted away.
Melted away, and we all remembered that. We all remembered one another. We remembered what we were doing, yeah. And it felt like the 80s. Felt like the 80s or the 90s again. So that was nice.
Real quick, there's a couple things from chat. First and foremost, commercial sound and video. Thank you so much for the super chat. Pumping iron. I see the symbol there, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see a couple questions about, can people see the actual presentations? I know you stream some stuff, but is there a way to actually see the whole like thing from start to finish on a presentation? You know what I'm saying? Like, each presenter.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that we've had a fella came in. Basically, I paid for a couple of. I gave his friends free tickets. He came in as well with his production crew. Before me, he basically did a movie that's on YouTube with Eric Clapton. So the one that's Eric Clapton truth bombing everyone, he filmed, and then he comes to me. You know, then he's filming Flat Earth British. So it's done from like 2 different cameras. So I'm guessing he's doing the editing, and he's had some sort of bereavement this week as well. So I don't want to push it, but I'm getting a bit anxious because it's been a week now. So, but he was on a protest. This guy on the weekend. Nora turned up there as well. Apparently, she told me in Birmingham, where they basically closed on a vaccine centre. Let's just knock one out while we're up here. Yeah, typical troopers. So all of the presentations, the 4 presentations, and basically all of it will be covered. The bits in between, you know, the sort of parties and stuff, you can find on my channel, Matt and Liedtke. I will hopefully be going live tomorrow. I have at least an hour and a half. Whoever made this video, because the screen projector didn't show up properly on his recording, he sort of like put slides in of the pictures that I'm trying to explain. So he's pretty bloody cool, actually. So I have that, which I will show hopefully on my channel tomorrow. So yeah, no one will miss a thing. And it was, you know, the presentations were just off the radar, really excellent. Best I've seen in a long time. So, but
yeah, I heard, was it, Dave Murphy who went into the electromagnetic stuff?
Oh, well, it started with my friend Jade, and then it was the weirdest thing, right, Zach? We hadn't discussed anything between us at all. And Jade had talked about, like, she talked about things that David denied, I sort of denied, which is statistics, as in, like, she was looking at statistics for the Monda minimum and natural changes in the recycle system. But then she got talking about the electromagnetics, more EM in the past, attributed to Antiquitech. And then I did my presentation where I showed something that, you know, I could just show you right now, which is really, really freaky. Let me just share screen a second.
Yeah, I think she's right with the EM in the past being, I think that explains giants and giant trees and all that.
This was it. It was definitely right. So I did my presentation when I talk about this as one of my aspects, right? This is an infant human's skull. Okay. All right. I know you're thinking, is it real?
What?
I'm sorry, but it is. It's an
that
infant
is
human skull.
wild.
It's worse than you're going to possibly imagine. And do you know what? I presented this. I haven't said a fucking word to Dave. He brings up his basically hypothesis for the reset or the arrivals and where we come from, and we haven't been here long, right? And it just so synced in with what I presented, it fucking flattened me. It flattened the 3 of us. It was like, so basically the score with this is, right, Zach, right, is this is an infant human skull. And they have, we're mammals and we have primary teeth. But, okay, there are other creatures which do have primary teeth, but none like the human. We have the secondary teeth there, we push through. In the case of, say, the nearest relation according to evolutionary theory is the chimp, isn't it? Unfortunately, the chimp doesn't exhibit anything. This is an infant chimp skull. So there's no missing link, so there's your evolution out the window for a start off. So we're nothing to do with primates. The weird thing is, right, that they tell us that we're more related to lizards or reptiles, to be specific, crocodiles, or fish with teeth, like piranhas. So we're more
Our
like
fucking
fish.
xenomorphs, it looks like.
We're more like fish than...
Oh, there's one.
Yeah. So there's your chest. There's your
There
chest.
it is.
Hugging yeah. Okay. That's the only
Oh,
other thing
that's
I can
great.
find that looks like this, right, Voltage? Okay. Check it out, right? So you go further back in time, then,
God,
right,
that's great.
into infant skulls of antiquity. First thing you see is a psyop. They want to cut in the Darwinian fucking bit, but no infant remains in anything on the internet will show you the same as what they exhibit now, almost as if we haven't been here long and we are nothing to do with anybody who has been dug up or buried in this place. Right?
Wow.
So I presented that. Dave picked up on it. He cut in the Nephilim. He cut in the angels, the fallen angels mating with earth women, and that. But he cut in, colors, the colors of people, etc., for this place. But it was highly intriguing, to say the least. But they cut in like things like elongated heads, which there's been plenty of exhibits. I do think this is a thing. Okay, so they'll say that there's different species of humanoids. Okay, nothing to do with missing links or anything. This is their narrative. So I'm saying,
well, even the Bible talks about in the remove books like 6 upright walking humanoid beings that were here before man.
Yeah. I think there was all sorts. This is the Star Child.
I've held that in my hand.
No way.
Yes, sir. I knew Lloyd Pye. Lloyd Pye was on our show a couple of times.
Oh, I know of Lloyd Pye. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on our local little show we did here in Lafayette. He was a professor at UL there at the local university. And I was at the convention, the UFO convention. He debuted that skull. Like, he had it in a case and took me and off to the side and opened it up and showed it to me before he even showed it to anybody at the conference, because he knew me ahead of time. And dude, he just like brought it out and let me hold it there. And then he came on our show and brought it, and I got to examine it in detail. It was mind blowing. And I'm still I'm getting chills now just thinking about the feeling of touching that thing. It was
I followed Lloyd Pye. He's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately.
He gave Steve Forrest a elongated skull, didn't he, as a gift?
Nice, nice stuff. And that book, if you haven't read it, it's got a great.
No, I got all Lloyd Pye on PDF.
It's got a great debunking of the evolution, but it does get way tied up into some of the
check this
Zachariah Sitchin stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, that's crazy.
I found this morning, right? So it's from 1550, right? So I've been looking at, because of what Dave presented, that dot by here, and I've been thinking about all these maps, and I've been thinking about where the elites have run away to, and I definitely think that this thing around us is thawed out, and I definitely think this thing around us is inhabited and inhabitable. So on this map, right, you've got all like beasties. We've seen all this before. The things that live in hot countries like the rhinoceros, okay? So it's hot, it's tropical, right? But this was the bit that I haven't seen before until today on any map, okay? It's all in Latin for a start off, okay, guys? So you got Bacalisi for basically Nova Scotia and stuff. That's Bacchus, right? Canada, Cain. Okay, so I'm thinking hang on a minute, this is like an old world map. You can see cities that look like Disney World or Disney castles in America and Canada.
Wow, and this is 1500.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I'm thinking, because the Great Lakes ain't there, so they ain't been quarried yet. Okay, there's no Great Lakes. Okay, the River St. Lawrence is not even it's a trickle, and there's Lago. One of the 5. There's no Great Lakes at this period, but this is the bit I've never seen until today, right? Now, I come over this side because I was looking for Island, California, but you got this big river that's sort of splitting it in two, and it looks to be a little bit connected by then, but it doesn't look like it's been long, okay? But check this out, okay? I've never seen this on any other map. I was like, hang on a minute. So this is China, Southeast Asia, and at this stage, it's completely connected to America. Like there's Alaska there.
Wow.
First time I've ever seen it. So if why are they mapping this? I looked into the cartographer, whose name's on the bottom of the map, and the guy who was the author for this, and it's 1553. They say, okay. I can't help thinking that this is a before the world map.
Right.
Yeah.
Before the floods.
Hell
Before the
yeah.
floods.
Before
map, yeah.
the
Would you go
whole-
to Africa, the Eye of Africa, and see if
Well,
there's
yeah.
anything that's
Check
called
this out, then.
Atlantica?
Zach, yeah, brother. Check this out, right? So Sahara Desert doesn't exist on this, right? And I found another map today as well. It's called Paradise, which shows you Mesopotamia as a green and wooded land. I'll present it tomorrow. But Dakula and all of this is Barbaria that would have been. You can see a bit of bar there. So this is North Africa, and it's all Latin, all full of palaces. And check these lakes, man. What's with these giant lakes in the middle of the Sahara Desert? So Lake Niger, tiny little lake. You got this big lake, all tributary together. Yeah, it's just like, what? So yeah, Sahara is the nearest you get to Sahara Desert in these maps. This is all a green and pleasant land.
Media, watch out.
Yeah, so it's all in like a early Phoenician sort of Latin. Yeah, like Bacchus, like back of sort of, that's the Caspian Sea, looks completely different. Mar Marzo, the Black Sea, and there's a few mysteries with that. That's changed shape over the times. I'm telling you now. And everything looks a bit different. So I'm thinking the world's got flooded after this map. And this is an older world map. It must be. Look at all of this. Why is it all? Why
Look how much of Antarctica they
Well,
have.
not only that, it comes up
Yeah,
to the
that's
Cape
crazy.
of
Goes all the way up. Right,
Tropic of
right.
Capricorn.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
subtropical.
what I was
Zach.
just seeing. That's crazy.
And they're not talking, if you're making the mistake, this is Australasia.
Send me a copy of that map, please. Sir.
Well, yeah,
That's
I'll give you the
amazing.
link for it. It's one you can examine. I got stacks of maps that I've been looking at today. What I've been doing is like, if I'm like, oh, what am I going to think about? I'll just go through my archives and pull up some old stuff. And, more often than not, like today, half a dozen little ka-chings, like something like this, So I'll show you a couple more now when I dig them up. So anyway, cool, huh?
Man, that's good stuff, Mark.
Super cool.
Yeah,
super
duper. So yeah, it was brilliant, the convention. So that was what we've been up to. But more to come, guys. That's what we need. So it's like, it's comforting for the people. Everyone was like, thank God, good timing. I don't think I could do another year of all of that. You don't know what's in store for us. And they're right too, it's a good time to get on meet people. This app's good, people not to be left on their own. It's crazy. I met one lady. She was like, I haven't spoken to anyone in about 2 years, Matt, in about 18 months till today. It's like, oh, God love you. Just been stuck at home with a dog, and just can't cope with them. And I don't blame them. Plucking up courage to go in the supermarket, that sort of living. It's like, oh.
Yeah, yeah, we're blessed here. We really are. Here, we're the state that we moved into. There's no mandates, no nothing like that. People do wear masks, but I've seen one place. It was an eye care place that I take one of my neighbors to go to her eye doctor, and they require a mask in there. That's the only place around here, and I've been all over running people around and stuff like that and going myself. But yeah, one place that says you have to wear a mask to come in here, and that's it. It's really I love the South. The people here in South Carolina, they're really take no shit.
I'd love to go to Carolina. I've already thought it. So yeah, I went to one of the most famous Gothic cathedrals in the world this week, Lincoln Cathedral. It was the highest building in the world, apparently, till the Eiffel Tower, apparently. The thing was a nightmare, man. You go through the gates and there's all like sexual acts chiseled out upon the top of the gate. The whole thing is devoted to some sort of weird cult. I'm not even sure which one it is. But check this out, right? You got a monkey here, right? See the monkey? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is exactly identical, like the two, the Christ or whatever this figure, the two of the either side with the chalice. the Voris looks like, a caduceus or a toroidal on the
What
stomach.
the
And it's exactly
fuck?
the same to either side, toroidal. Even the hand signal, identical. He's doing the old Baphomets, even the arm across the heart, the whole thing. And do you know what? Inside, he's devoted to this imp. And, it's just like they've got just a demonic theme. And, if you go in there visiting with your children, you used to go and hunt this
Look
imp.
at all of them are having their genitals
Yeah, bitten off by
bitten
demons,
off
pulling
by
his hair.
demons.
It's really, really extreme. They literally had like gangs of teenage goths in there doing pilgrimages and stuff to their evil center. It was that
And
bad.
you were saying there was a lot of them that were removed.
Well, that's
right?
what I asked. Yeah, but the weird thing was this, an inverted rainbow. So what happens? I'm
Whoa.
laying down, right, with my friend, right, Jade, and we're like literally looking up the scale of the central tower because it was supposed to be the highest in the world. And it's just fantastically big, okay, for what is supposed to be ancient antiquity, okay? It's supposed to be 11th century, this, okay, just after the invasion of Britain by the Normans, apparently. The bells rung and they were thunderous and we could feel them through your body, right? And then straight after the bells rung, this appeared, an inverted rainbow. Even a lady walked past and said, have you ever seen a rainbow like that before? I said, no, it's upside down. It's like, no shit, isn't that weird? I can't help think that there was a relationship between the sound of that bell and the appearance of this rainbow. I really can't help but think it. And then I studied a load of alchemical depictions today where they show you like somebody blowing trumpet and sound, usually standing on one of these orbs with a rainbow. And some of them are inverted. And I thought, there's a connection. Yeah, so I definitely think that was the sound that created that rainbow. The connection between, again, Technosmia, the organs inside were thunderous.
Jeez, look how
No,
big.
that's the halfway one. It goes down about another half a mile to the end, to the main altar. And there's another giant one down there. This is the halfway organ. It took us maybe 20 minutes just to walk around the one side of it. It is that big. It's hard to even express. This
If
thing,
you've never been in one of those like organ buildings like that, there's no way to express that feeling. There was one in Jackson, Mississippi, where we did a few performances in college, and our organist played like he was a genius. He had all kind of like awards and all that stuff, and he got on it one time at the church there because it wasn't always accessible. He played the one up front all the time, but he went and got in that special room and went to town, dude, and it was like I'm getting chills thinking about it now. Yeah, It got into your soul. It was amazing.
Yeah, it just does. It does get into your soul. Very good way of putting it. It's that frequency. They did change the tone. They said it was. They removed one in the 18th century. They called it the devil tone. I think it was a B something or other. I mean, it created a really low harmonic, subsonic harmonic, which was affecting women in a particular way, and they didn't think it was appropriate. So, yeah, it's the devil tone. We've got to get this. Women are smiling for some reason. They're enjoying this. So,
I bet all the husbands got pissed when they stopped playing that one.
Yeah, no shit. So, yeah, it's the devil. It's the devil. Yeah. So yeah, it was fantastically big. It was a really good day. I asked the theologian all questions of why there's hundreds of statues missing on the exterior. The only excuse he gave me was, oh, it was Oliver Cromwell in the English Civil War, which is right. Sounds like a right load of shit. So yeah, it's covered in just grotesques. But the weird thing is one of them was a skull. It's all to do with, suppression of humanity. Get in there, you naked people. Biting of genitalia, pulling of hair.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just completely gothic. It's like nothing else that I've ever visited, and I've seen it. Just people do it.
And how can people look at that and think that that's
the main gate? There was kids going underneath, coming home from school, and I thought it was. And I looked up, and they got these bas reliefs like of demonic happenings, and it was on the main gate going through, like like if it was in the ones you see in India, proper like sexual acts, and I'm like, fucking hell, what the people must think around you.
Were that last picture, were they feeding a bunch of oh my goodness.
No, that's a centuria. He's having his centuria girlfriend around. Apparently.
No, one more back. It looked like there was a bunch of little
Oh,
children inside of a
I
bee's mouth.
I will show you depictions that I pulled today, which will show you this exact same character here, where they're just pushing everyone in, and they're like giants, aren't they? He's doing the old two-finger Baphomet thing again, and there's a
Crossing his
giant.
heart,
Yeah.
left hand.
They're
Wow.
just good Boy Scouts. You guys are reading it wrong.
Well, maybe there's a bit of love and understanding. Maybe I'm just missing it. Maybe it's just me. It's difficult to say, really. And I visited my first Starfort as well, which was
Yeah,
fantastic.
dude, this is amazing.
Yeah, check that out. So they're
Whoa.
Oh my
everywhere in
God,
Britain.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Sorry, this is basically a castle I visit regularly by friends of mine, and I didn't realize the entire town was inside some crazy Starfort system. Turns out the north of England is just absolutely peppered with the things. I can just show you. Oh, bloody hell. They had a flat Earth map there. Well, more or
Yeah,
less.
yeah.
In the floor for explaining. I think there's something, a cap there or something. I think that is covering something. I think
And all this stuff is right in front of our eyes, you know, this whole time.
No, sorry, this is in the way. I did have loads of it. I can't really find it. But anyway, I did have a presentation at the thing. Somebody sent me today. I'm not going to do the volume, give you an idea. So it was absolutely rammed out. The atmosphere was buzzing. Difficult to explain the feeling there. It just was over with too quick, guys, if I'm honest with you. It's like,
it really does, because there's so much going on. You never get a chance to actually talk to anybody.
I actually didn't, I didn't get a chance, so I can't get that up. I didn't get a chance to speak to anyone, really. Everyone was just like mud-flooding me out,
Right.
It's all more courtesies, it's a million courtesies of, hi, how's it going? Nice to meet you. And you never really get a real conversation because there's someone right behind them waiting to say, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Yeah. It's great meeting all the new people.
I'm quite happy to say. I was just over the moon that everyone was happy and smiling, basically. I couldn't have asked for more. So.
Yeah, the after parties are always my favorite at the concert.
Well, they'd been drinking all day, so they were splattered by about 11 o'clock at night. Everyone's eyes was gone. Everyone was like, oh, this is the best party ever. I was like, fuck yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, that was real fun. And just another heads getting together, just like the old days, talking about cool stuff. Like I said, Zach, the Electromagnetics, people was talking about, my first book. They were talking about the Four Angels, wanting to explain to greater detail. And it was just like, it was just amazing stuff, really. I love that sort of thing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the presentation that guy puts together.
Oh yeah, Dave's was fantastic. Just a little link here. I'm just give you in Skype there, Zach, if on the side for you to have a look at later. It's pretty fantastic. If somebody that's into electromagnetics, check out. I just give you a link. It's for an experiment carried out apparently in the lake in Hyde Park, the Serpentine. But have a see what they're doing. You're not going to believe it. It's just you scratch your head first and you think they're what? Right? I'm not telling you. I want you to have a look and read it for yourself because it'd be like, ooh, heart pity pat moment for you. Yeah? I was reading it today. I was like, oh, yeah, you'll see. Have you seen it? Pick it up in the link.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's in the chat for Skype in this actual call.
Oh, in this call. Okay.
In this
okay.
Call.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So.
Let me see. More. Okay. Yeah. This.
Yeah.
Zoom. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
So there you are. Check that out.
I'm gonna definitely dig into that myself.
It's a very cool little read. Let me show you. This is something you may find interesting, guys. Blow your head off. This will, if you don't know about it. Right. Give us a second.
Whoa.
Yes, the 1880s, I think.
I think that's right around the time when actual science started dying.
Well, I heard you this morning talking about electrolysis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like if you imagine electrolysis on the giant scale, like an entire city's a central lake, and think about the capabilities of what they might have been doing back in the golden age of Tartaria. This book is a massive clue, guys. I'm telling you, it's a fucking woohoo to think that they're, you know, that they're doing these sort of experiments and conducting these amounts of power. It's just like what? It's just fucking fantastical.
And
Yeah, I
it
pulled
was.
it up. I'm having a look as well. So
Yeah, you will. Oh, I can't believe
yeah, and
it.
they 1843. Wow.
Yeah, 1843.
Electric fluid of the useful arts.
Yeah, it is.
This is
Damn.
going to be great.
It is. It goes right into it. You'll be trying shit that I've been thinking about trying some stuff out in there. My son does electrolysis. See, he strips gold out of components and stuff.
Your son is amazing.
Yeah, he's just
I
some
love watching him.
fantastic stuff. Yeah, fountain, etc. So yeah, check that out, Zach. You'll be scratching your head thinking, "Wow, how backwards we've come." It's just that it's my friend posted the other day, which made the penny drop. Like, you know, just one image it was, right, guys? And it showed you America in 1906. They used Market Street as an example of how fine everything was, how the streets were clean, and how basically how immaculate everything was. And then he showed you a modern American city streets for an example of the modern day. Something like, you know, Philadelphia or something, and it was just like people locked in them, fucking drug addicts everywhere, locked in that spice lock, and everything covered in vandalism and rubbish, and like the horror films that you've seen years ago of Armageddon, exactly like that. The contrast is stark, guys. How much they've dragged us all back. Really, only 100. You know, everything was so stupid 120 years ago. It wasn't. The creativity was off the radar. The handwriting on just anybody was fantastic. You see the handwriting on people back then.
Go back and read some of these. Right? Yeah, this book is probably going to take me a while to read, just because I'm not smart enough to comprehend it.
Well, you find that, but I skimmed it pretty quickly. It's because you know most of it already, and it's just like, hang on, and then you'll see the you know. The Wadam is like how much of this was actually going on, because you think about like if they were doing this on like all central city lakes. I noticed the Central Park had a large lake exactly the same in the center of a large city. I thought, all right, yeah, this is starting to make a whole lot of sense with you know the city, you know, the circuit board cities idea, you know, the data stream, the information in the clouds, and everything else that we talk about. So I was reading that today. I was thinking, that's fitting right in.
Yeah, this is talking about sending information at the speed of light across the world.
Blows your bloody head off. Look at the time period we're talking about.
1843.
Yeah,
using electricity, they say.
That early.
Wow.
Pretty prophetic, isn't it? I know.
Man, I can't wait to dig into this. I gotta close it. I'm gonna just keep looking at it.
I was just saying, check this out for craziness then, guys. Do you all love your cereal?
Oh, yes.
Do you like your cornflakes, Zach? Do you like your cornflakes?
I haven't eaten cereal in like a decade. Well, actually, I can't say that.
I love it, but it's been forever because I saw some horrifying
Zach.
Shit go.
I had some good stuff that was natural, but no, yeah, I quit drinking milk because they were putting aspartame in the milk.
Oh, I'm the same. I check everything. Well, did you know Kellogg was a psychopath?
I do indeed.
Oh, yes.
Kellogg was invented by a celibate psychopath man. Why did he invent cornflakes, guys?
Because the sugary cereals were getting
masturbatory meal.
To stop guys from masturbating.
Yeah, the guy was a nutcase, apparently, right? He's like,
and he hung out with like all the super rich, elite, famous people. Went to his.
They say that, and they're probably the worst of them. And Mr. Kellogg, the physician, was comfortable about sex, believing it was unhealthy for the body, mind, and soul. He was celibate, having never consummated his marriage. in a separate bedroom from his wife. He also adopted his children rather than impregnating his partner. And while he was anti-sex, he was considered masturbation even worse. So he invented cornflakes.
And did you see the size of that building they say he built up in the middle of nowhere in Michigan? Oh, it's a huge. Oh, Martin, this is definitely Antiquitech building that he found.
Like the
they didn't build this. Yeah, it held like 10,000 people or something like that. It was huge.
Kellogg's of Battlefield. It was always announced that way. Or Battle Creek, that's right.
Fickleness.
There's a movie out there called The Road to Wellville. It is hilarious, and it breaks all this down. And I was like, you just look like, this really happened? Or these people are nut jobs. It was amazing. Sitting in baths with electric current going to their genitals and just nut stuff. It's like, whatever.
That's his place.
Yeah, Battle Creek, Michigan. Check out this building. They say it was built in 1876 in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, ain't no ways.
Let me pull up one of these pictures. Yeah, here's a good one.
Kelly Dolan says he was probably in the closet, which was kind of how I pictured Mr. Kellogg, alone in his bedroom next to his wife's bedroom, standing naked in the dark closet by himself.
Definitely.
One-handed crying, got tears running down his cheeks as he finishes. Thinking, that's it, I'm done. I've got to come up with something better. I just don't have the willpower to not. Cornflakes. I need cornflakes in the morning, and that way I don't end up crying alone by myself in the closet.
Aww. Just like Monty. Come on, boys, let's keep fit. Come on. Knees up. No, higher. Have you ever seen him? Oh, he was really dodgy. Did you see this? Fucci, right? As in Fucci on a coochie, Fucci. The etymology of his surname is Sicilian, means sickle, as in the Grim Reaper. Don't worry.
You're in the Wednesday pre-show, right, Martin?
Don't fear the Reaper. Sorry?
IRM Wednesdays pre-show? You're in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just dropped it in there because I can't drop it into here for some reason.
Okay, fair enough.
But that building was supposedly built in the 1870s in the middle of nowhere in Michigan.
Oh, wow. Okay, fair point. Yeah, that
like
is...
you do.
Oof. And what did they say was going on? It looks like they got a crematorium.
Yeah, that's Kellogg's hospital right there. They say he built that in 1876.
They used to fortify them with what? Iron, they said, didn't they?
Oh, they still do. It's fortified with so much iron that if you take a bag of cereal, crush it up, and like play with it with a magnet, you can just play it's like a fucking toy. It moves it around. It's fucking pure magnetism. That's why I quit eating it.
You've got to watch what you eat, haven't you? I think I'll stay away from the cornflakes from now on. You don't know what's going on with them.
Watch out, ladies.
Martin's off the cornflakes again.
Yeah, man, I better get back on the cornflakes. I didn't know.
Oh, man. So you're saying that there's other people that are looking to start doing their own conventions. Do you have any idea, like, what countries? Is it going to be there in England still that you're doing most of your stuff?
Well, I'm offered conventions like to do one like in Spain, and I'm offered to all over. Really, it's just I can't see how I'm at the moment supposed to travel or even consider it. International travel that is. But for the same token, until something breaks through, like basically, all world governments go fuck off and leave us get on with this place, then I just do Britain just for now.
Yeah.
Expand upon that. Just get bigger, few more cities and bigger places. So everyone can have a fair crack at traveling. I thought it was pretty central anyway. Birmingham's the centre of England, so but they were traveling from far and wide. There was people coming over from Australia, Greece, believe it or not. There was a load of Americans there. I guess they're expats living over there. Not sure, really. So yeah, so any bigger about.
Man, I wish I could have came. If you would have given me more than 3 weeks' notice, I would have jumped on a fishing boat, worked my way across.
Yeah, well, there's another one. There's like this venue, Truth Juice. I'm doing another one there for Truth Juice next month. And Mac Devlin's doing one there as well on the 11th of November. And they got another few top speakers as well. I can't remember. But they have some, they've had some brilliant speakers there over the years. They flew Santos over maybe 10 years ago. He was in there. They flew Max over. He's been in there. Yeah, they've had some top people in the past in that venue. It's a little venue for truth. You don't get many like it, and they basically leave you alone, more or less, which is important.
Yeah, I gotta say, all the festivals here, I think it's because there's so many people from so many places, and they're coming here and they're spending lots of money in the towns. I think that's one of the reasons that they leave you alone,
Yeah, no, they didn't. They were on my back all morning about the amount of cars and this, that, and the other. And listen to this, right? One of the guys who's a little Hitler, he was pointing at me in the morning. Late in the evening now, I've already been told, actually, Matt, they thought that was fantastic. They wouldn't mind having you back. They've taken like $5,000 at the bar or something. It was like, and plus what I paid the chef as well. I paid the chef like a couple of grand, so they could all have fucking lovely food and vegan food. I had my iPhone plugged in the wall, right? He said, you can't plug that in, it costs too much. There's a disco going on and that, and it's just like, I thought he was joking. I went, yeah, right, funny. He said, no, really, I told you this morning, poking like that, like pointing at me. I was like, dude, you just had like all that fucking money. He's just, get out of my face. It wasn't even his, he was just really saw that he couldn't like basically get his own way. So yeah, they're happy to have me back. It took a shitload of money. It was packed the whole day, like, So
yeah, and I mean, flat earthers are good people for the most part, and I bet they made a crazy amount in tips too.
I bet.
Let alone just I know the ladies at the Shriner Hall that Karen B got for the first couple events. They loved us. They were like, please come back. Please come back.
Yeah, they were lovely.
Yeah.
They were in for a bit of a shock with us lot, though, if I'm honest with you. They was like, holy fuck.
Earth is flat? Whoa.
Yeah, that sort of thing going on. But no, they've heard it all before. I did a Flat Earth talk there a year ago, just over a year ago, in the same venue. And that was really good, too. That wasn't even announced, talked about anything. Like 100 people turned up. I was like, look at all these people. It's like they come to see you, Matt. I was like, fucking hell. I haven't even mentioned it. So I was like, and that was a year ago. But I thought it was a really good venue because it was quite sizable. For a good few people. So yeah, more of that. Spread the word, get them out there, all the people off their asses to empower themselves, to take their power back.
We need more events like this. If there's not one going on in your area, start one.
I noticed a lot of people have started to post again, which is really groovy. A lady was just done one on Instagram I watched the other day, and she was like, well, yeah, it's because of what you're doing, Matt. It's made me feel strong enough that I can face a camera and not worry about it. I was like, oh, well, that's really fucking cool. And I've had others doing exactly the same as well. And it was like the early days of Flat Earth when everyone was like getting on camera. Yeah. Stopped off a bit, that, hasn't it? So it'd be groovy if just people would just speak their minds and not get chucked off YouTube. But, yeah. So
yeah, that's what's nice about Iron Realm Media.
Yeah, I was just about to say, go ahead, Zach.
No, you go, Walt. I've been talking.
Well, no, that's what we do here, man. We stay under the radar and let people come in and do whatever they need to do, say what they need to say. And the only time we really somehow, luckily, we've only gotten the punishment from that one stupidity of me showing that video, and that's really it. Knock on laminate or whatever this is.
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Smurfs, guys.
I forgot about the Smurf. That is the other one. Yeah. Oh wait, and we got Thor mad at us. I think one time Thor was mad at us. Remember? So yeah.
Yeah, and it's not easy flying under the radar. You really have to take active steps and distort your audio and mess up the beginning, your intros and stuff. You really gotta weed out and keep out that riffraff, those podcast snobs. And yeah, you get rid of them right off the bat, and it's that hardcore group that's left behind. Those are the ones you really want to love and stick with.
Yes, thank you all for putting up with that this morning.
And every week.
Yeah. A lot of mornings, but we still love it. Thank you all.
Let me just show you this. Sorry. Check that out. Martin. Check that out on the side of the wall of the church.
Yeah, that freaked me out when you showed it the first time. That I don't like that.
The people putting money on there, how do they even know? You know, is it like some hidden thing? There's the church we heard.
Oh.
And then the rainbow appeared straight after.
Yeah, that's something that you have. How far away is that from you? Is that a ways away, that one?
We were right underneath it, and you could...
No, I mean from where you stay, where you live. Is that
Oh, no,
far
I'm in Wales.
you?
I'm in a different country. No, this is a long way away. Yeah, this is just like 300. Well,
we need to find... Well, we got the Flat Earth Friend Finder. I bet we can find somebody that lives close. And say, hey, can you go out and
Such a weird
take a look up in the sky
I can't
whenever
imagine...
the bell goes off?
I think like this place was a time portal because everything was just so oldie-worldy. There was no new buildings. Pretty loose, like, you know. Some of the people, I had a hug off a couple of hippies over there, but they were visiting. But the people were there. It seemed really weird, like Stepford Wivesy. Really, really weird. But check this: the rainbow above it, just after we look up. Oh, that's me actually vandalizing the church. I shouldn't actually show that. What?
I didn't see that.
Out around the side. Yeah, you know flying buttresses. You know flying buttresses. They hold up large elevations of wall. This place here had only like a 50-foot elevation on the side and had the biggest buttresses I've ever seen. And I got an image today I found of a load of Phoenicians coming out of one of these things. I think it goes underground. Yeah, the lorries were going past. It sounded really hollow, and you could feel it through your feet. So I had this really distinct feeling that everything was hollow underneath us. So that door goes nowhere. So I went out for the day with Jade. She's a fellow YouTuber. She does Mud Flood as well. Future of the Past. She presented at the convention. So we all went up north and just hung out for days after. We was all on a high. There was no way I was going to go back to crappy.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just went out looking for Starforts and do some filming, basically. And just show you.
When did they say this was built?
1190. 1190. But it's been done in different stages over the years. So I was inspecting and see these? So they've got a buttress to hold the wall. I'll show you the elevation of this, and then these massive, massive stone plinths to hold the wall. That's that high? No fucking way. No way.
No, that goes way far down.
You don't need that. You don't need a buttress for a wall of that elevation. That's not going to pop. Yeah, there's nothing on top of it. It was really, well, maybe.
I wonder what's underneath you, when you're standing right there.
Yeah, and that tunnel thing right next to it as well. And look at the size. That's to hold a wall that doesn't need holding. So yeah, it's 100%. We're looking at the top of something. The rest is.
Wow. It could be taller than the Eiffel Tower in all reality. Who knows how far down it goes?
I was wondering whether it was because it's on top of a massive hill. Basically, you can see it from everywhere on the landscape. And then when you get to the top of the hill, which is unbelievably steep, you got this massive monument, which is fantastically big. So I don't know whether that's why it was the highest in the world or the monument itself. But guys, I can't really tell you the scale. It was just like, what?
Somebody was just telling me about seeing the Grand Canyon, and he's like,
Yeah.
you can't take a picture of it and
Yeah.
do it any justice. You have to see
No.
it with your own eyes.
Yeah,
It's
and
one
it's
of
not
those-
even a seeing thing; it's a feeling thing. When my
Yeah.
mom and I pulled up in the parking lot, as soon as we got out of the car, I felt it over there and broke out into tears. It just destroyed it broke me apart. You could feel this energy just emanating from it. And then walking over to the edge of it, she literally had to hold me up because I was just about to go to my knees. I was just overwrought. Yeah, there's nothing to describe it. There really isn't.
Now, do you think that could be a petrified giant, or is that like our Mount Rushmore here in the United States?
It's a geological coinky dink, is what it was. There's many examples of them. Look at this face melter.
Wow.
Just dripped and been melted.
Well, didn't they find, like, in Pompeii, they found humans that were buried and they were, like, fossilized from the volcano or whatever that blew up, and they were covered in ash.
Vesuvius.
And it, like,
yeah.
Vesuvius, yeah, and it kind of fossilized their bodies.
I don't know. I've been there, you know. I'm kind of thinking all of this was a bit of a psyop. You know, they got these people just supposed to sit there and waiting for this pumice or this pyroclastic flow to take them out. And the things that are there in Pompeii and Herculaneum are just plaster of Paris. Yeah. They dug all this out in the 1930s, and as recent as that, you know, it's all 30
Yeah.
I think this is just mud flood. I do with Pompeii. I really do. As opposed to pyroclastic flow. Check this out. I don't think you sit there and wait for pumice to cover your house and then get really heavy and the house collapse and then you all die and you just sit and fucking wait for it. Makes no sense. You would get out. And then they say, no, we couldn't escape. The port of Herculaneum was blocked. Is their excuse? Well, there was other ways. You could have gone along the coast the other way. So, nah. I'm sure there was an event there that happened, but it doesn't stop you know, metropolitan area today under Vesuvius, or, you know, Bay of Naples, etc., having something like 10 million people in it. And same for California. Yeah, you got, like, they know what happened in San Francisco. They know of this fault line. Does it stop anyone living there? Fuck no. It's the biggest concentration of people in the world. So they always do it. Most of the world's population live on the coast. Yeah, the whole place is prone to giant tsunamis. So
Yeah, it's like 80% of the people live
Along
along a
coast.
coastline.
Yep.
Within 50 miles or 100 miles, something like that, of the coast.
And most live in the northern hemisphere flat as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a fraction that's in the south.
Which just baffles me. I don't understand that.
Especially something to do with the vibration of this place. You know, the somatics of it. You know, if you look down on it, maybe the flower of life thing. You know, you get this. You know, these nodal points, don't you? If you overlaid the flower of life on a flat Earth map,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you get these nodal points, which are like energy centers, which they put like sacred sites on, like, I don't know, Temple Mount, and you can literally see. I've seen some of these sites marked out on some sacred geometry on a flat Earth map, and they do correspond to some of these sites. So check this out. Do you think that's for real or photoshopped? Somebody's face.
I don't know.
I don't know
That's pretty
either.
crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them are just caught with the silhouettes, caught by the light, you know, and
Yeah, that right angle.
yeah.
But
it's
some
got-
of them, you can't deny that that looks just like a human face.
Yeah, I collected some groovy pics today of some melded metals. Basically, what I got a collection
Whoa.
of is a collection of coins from Hiroshima that got melded together, and a collection of metal bolts from San Francisco, 1906, that got melded together, looking at similar sort of heat for both what they say was a... I heard you saying this morning about nuclear power, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a video. I posted it like on my Flat Earth British channel maybe 4 years ago. And it's of a nuclear powered submarine, and there's an engineer down in these giant battery banks saying, "Oh, these are the batteries to drive the submarine. We don't actually use nuclear power." It's like
That's awesome.
we use these super batteries. I still got this video, guys. Yeah, it's just I used it to like say that look, it's pretty simple what's going on. But I tell you what, in Britain we got the biggest investment, the biggest building site in Europe going down, 11 miles from where I'm sitting, Hinkley C nuclear power station. You want to see the shit that they're putting down? What, to like just pick up the steam off some degrading radioactivity off of what have you? It's just like, can't help thinking that these are cover story. They are doing the old the steam turbine bit and they are generating, but are they? Because think about it, guys. Yeah, they got free fucking energy. We know they have. So that's all bullshit. So what are they? I'm thinking these wind turbines are burning electric off. I think the pylons are an older tech, probably gathering electricity. And
well, yeah, just the way those turbines are set up. A three-blade turbine?
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous.
Brother.
Any engineer will tell you, you don't use 3 blades for a turbine. It wastes so much of the energy.
So I think they're a cover for something else, and I don't think they're just burning money up. I think that they literally are something else. It's just
I've thought that too. Yeah.
Do you?
I agree. Yeah,
like
especially
with
the nuclear and stuff like that. I mean,
well, like with French nuclear, CERN, they started that place in the 1950s, didn't they? CERN, yeah, and it was like on the same sort of thing. And then this whatever. None of us can verify if this shit is happening. If you hear anything, it's on a documentary being talked about by Brian Cox. Yeah, so can we believe that? No.
And if you're going to have something nuclear, wouldn't you have like a miniature model of it somewhere, or show us in a small scale, transportable one, whatever, So. And the nuclear on the that batteries on the submarine, that makes sense too. I mean, you can easily change your electrolyte out. You just pump in a bit of seawater.
Listen, they got nuclear power on Voyager. It's gone into deep space, yo. Yeah, so this is a mud flood in reality. You can see some volcanicity can cause, or earthquakes can cause earth to just flow and flow down mountains, valleys. The current understanding of or overstanding of geology is just bullshit. I had pure problems with this as a kid, where they explained, because I come from a very valleyed country, and they were blaming like glacial deposits and the ice age for this, and I was like, well, I'm not feeling this ice age. And these boulders strewn all over the place, it's like, I'm not really buying that they were deposited. There's no evidence for this, what have you. Something else has gone on. Flood would do that, I thought to myself, because it would. It would pick up rocks like nothing. If it can throw ships.
It can throw all kinds of stuff.
It can tear metal. So yeah, it happens in the modern day. As you can see, mud flood is a definite reality. Happens on a big scale, covers towns, buries it, and they look exactly like what we see of the mud flood buildings of the cities today. So look at that for a pristine image.
Wow.
Mirror image. The weird thing is it's fuzzy at the top and pristine at the bottom.
I was just gonna say, is it inverted? Is it upside down?
They inverted it.
I was wondering the same myself, guys, because the cards are upside down here or what have you. I can't see them there. So I was wondering the same, because it's, I think it's been inverted. Has to be.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. That's the feel of Ren. And the reason I pulled that up is because she's doing the old Baphomet on a Sphinx, right? But these evil people, right? I've noticed they all got something similar with their face. They all got this little bit of a devil thing going on in their face. And I noticed she fucking got it. So she's just evil. So who lives in here? Mustafa Marandi. Mustafa Marandi got a nice gaff look. Mustafa Marandi. So, gonna out some fires in a parsec? He needs one of them. No flame's gonna touch you, guy. No flame's gonna touch you. Squirty, squirty, squirty. Although he's looking at him going off there. So I'm not sure this is a good idea. I think it'd work.
Wow, look at that.
I love the smell of flat earth in the morning. It smells like victory.
It's one of my favorite Robert Duvall characters. of all
Man,
time.
nothing's going to touch him. He's not designed for bullets to hit him anyway. Yeah, he's going to do some surfing. Yeah, he's not going to get bothered. He knows anyway he's invincible because he knows about reality. If he goes in there with that attitude that I'm manifesting my reality, I'm going to have a fucking fantastic day, get bollocked, do some surfing, while everyone else just shoots bullets at trees, which is what they were doing. A fantastic day. Love the smell of flat earth in the morning. Flat firms.
And that's true. I mean, in Vietnam,
Truth.
over 85% of the people did
Shot
not
at the
shoot
air.
to kill.
Shot in
Yeah.
the sky. Yeah.
That's what happens when you draft people that don't want to be there and have no
Ridiculous.
intention of ever killing anybody in their entire life.
Same thing in the Second World War as well, apparently, and they had a hard time
Mhm.
getting them kicked off in the First World War. They've said, but they're awfully nice chaps. Can't we just get along? No, you're going to kill them. You know, a bit of truth for a change.
Hmm.
I think
Crazy.
somebody put the DE on there, maybe. I'm not sure, actually. Jimi Hendrix, yeah, getting all horny with his Marshall 4x12. Yeah. He's like,
He doesn't eat cereal, that's for sure.
He's
No
like,
cornflakes in his diet.
no, no, just oats. Loads and loads and loads of oats.
You just intermittent fasting again, Jimmy.
He hasn't been fasting though, is he? He's had one burger way too many, but he always gets the nice ladies, doesn't he? Look, that guy there, he looks just like Elvis. That's Elvis. They probably see him all the time anyway. Going past magic plastic furniture covers.
I was just looking at that magic plastic furniture covers. That
Wow.
reminds me of my grandma when I
The
was real
plastic
young.
coats.
Yeah.
I had one of them in Rome. I looked like a walking condom. They were all into the bit of beauty technosmia. Look at that.
Wow. Now where's that at?
Moscow. Moscow's covered with these, as is the Ukraine, Kiev, and where I come from as well, Estonia. They have them all over. Just beauty. Normal is an illusion. What is normal to the spider is chaos to the fly.
Wow.
In there. So there's Tartars. They're really nice looking, funky people, all bright colours, big plates of food, which is
I
always
see red hair.
Yeah, there all seem to be a lot of gingers going on for the with the Tartars. Check this out for rewriting of history. Now we know it's a real thing, and they show you the year. So Stalin used a group photograph retouches to cut his enemy, who was Nikolai Yosov, out of the picture because he didn't like him. So there he is doing his Masonic hand pose with Beria, who's like got clothes on and not raping anyone, and they've cut him out. So
wow.
they do it, and they admit
And
that
that's
they do it.
how
Oh,
old
they did a good
that
job of it too.
1930, and they were
Oh, and I'd say this was
editing
this is the
pictures.
Politburo now. We're looking at now about 1942, 41, 42 here.
Wow.
Looking at Beria, because he got assassinated later on before the end. He was a psychopath murderer. He was like the worst nightmare. He was an embarrassment. Stalin wouldn't have him too near him. He was like basically a child rapist. The guy was a pure psychopath, Beria. So they got rid of him. Google put in 666s in their Dougal Woogles this week. Satanic, isn't it? And there's a few date anomalies picked up this week in this famous churchyard in basically Edinburgh in Scotland. It's a really, really old one, but they got the old J there, designating Year of Our Lord. And we get an I designation in some of them, showing you the year is really 725. And in this reset period, they just added 1,000 years. I was like looking today actually, is basically what have they got out of the first 1,000 years AD? And it was the usual story of the Venerable Bee, Charlemagne. And then I found this old document then. I looked into Charlemagne, and it said they attributed Charlemagne to being Solomon. And I thought, fuck me, that's the first time I've heard that. And then you find the only artworks of Charlemagne are like post-Renaissance, 50s.
Isn't Charlemagne from Britain? Wasn't he up there in the British Isles?
I really don't think anybody would have been like that. Charlemagne, no, because at that period, the first century AD, Britain is not really Britain. We're supposed to be a ruined country of the fall.
Yeah,
of
the
Roman
Anglos were
Empire.
fighting the.
Well, you got the we're Anglos, so it's the Angles come across. You got the Angles fighting with the Franks, the Angles and the Picts in Scotland. You got the Welsh, you got the Irish. They're all battling one another for control of what is Brit tin for the tin supply. For some important reason, they need tin for the bronze, which is why they're saying it's the Bronze Age. So Britain is like there's only two places, Israel and Bright tin, to get this specific tin. It must be something to do with this frequency. You know, they coat our tins with food in the modern day, don't they? You know, just a very, very thin coating of tin and tin cans. And my son, he smelts blocks of tin, and he reckons there's definitely a specific quality with this. So, yeah, I don't know whether it's something to do with
it's also related to Jupiter as well, or pewter, as you can sort of hear in the name Jupiter.
Oh, right. I never noticed that before. Yeah, true. So I've been picking apart alchemical things today. I got a fantastic few things. So this was Zach in the 1980s. We had it going on, man. Yeah, Walkmans. I had them speakers there, the square ones. Betamax.
I had that boombox he's got right there.
That one.
Kinda.
You had to get your mates
like
to chip in with batteries with you, though, because they were really, really
expensive.
expensive.
They were like 4C batteries in that thing.
So thinking of Grand Canyon, if you imagine this is old reset, and then it goes through different stages and then flooded again, and then entropy takes hold, and then eventually it would all wear down and it would just look like this sort of, wrecked matter. So I think it's, this is basically a fictitious picture, but it gives you an idea of what this interim period of an old civilization, how, some mesas and some areas could actually be melted cities, which is why they look like melted cities. So.
Yeah,
imagine the king coming to the architects going, can you build me this? And you're just like, what?
Listen, there's beaches where I live and they just got like literally coins. It's like I've worked on stonemasonry and that don't happen in nature. And there's no straight lines in nature. Not like that. There's not. It's just bullshit. There's human interaction with these areas. They're old cities. So look, there's a poor
Don Pettit.
Don's not well, is he? He's got a terrible drug habit. But yeah, he's talking about basically saying that we destroyed all our technology. We go back in a nanosecond and shit. And he's saying, well, yeah, but you're going to Mars though, ain't you? So how come you can't go to the moon and you can go to Mars? He's like, we would go to Mars in a nanosecond, because he's just basically nuts. But he's not in the ISS. They got a copy of it, haven't they? Bit of green screen, white screen going down. So they're just showing you, that they're doing
right in our faces. Yeah.
It's just not going to deny it. It's just like, I'll show you a picture of Don Pettit if I can pretending. I went to the International Space Center in Leicester years ago, and I was walking through a section of the ISS. So I was like, you only need a camera. So yeah, they all are, the boys together, look, Bush, Putin, and some Chinese dude I don't even know. They all wear dresses. And,
those are their wizard's gowns. Their wizard cloaks. See the stars on them?
Yeah, I tell you who else had one. Neil deGrasse Tyson has that sort of occultic stuff on his tie, like half moons and stars, like Jimmy Savile did as well. On the same crew, guys. We had the same thing going on, a wizard thing with stars and half moons. Yeah. So there it is. Just in case. Is that beyond coincidence that the Baphomet has the Casus, and then you have this loop in exactly the same manner?
No, it's Mercury.
It's Mercury.
This is that's the
it's
same.
It's just a different
figure.
personification for the same thing. I've been going through it, and I think I picked up on all of their personifications by now. I think I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, and Mercury was Pan and all those things that you've spoken about before, but and it's related to the number 33 and 666, which is the 216 and time and all this sort of stuff. But they've basically they've stolen it, and now everyone thinks it's evil, and rather than.
Do you think he's real? Or do you think he's like augmented reality? Because I can't remember him years
Well, that's
ago.
a like face mask or something, isn't it?
Well, he's gonna rip it off his fucking bush underneath, or Trump, isn't there, or something, or from Winfrey is underneath. But you can't really verify anything on the internet. I'm just saying that, you know.
Early on, I've got a picture, like literally the first few weeks of him campaigning, where you can see a neckline mask, definitely, without a doubt.
So there's the elites and who's controlling us. Look at this then, 1983 book cover, called it a bit better than Supertramp in
Wow.
you know, on the cover of Breakfast in America. No planes on there either. And all the people falling out. That happened. I know. In the face.
And that's 1983.
Yeah, 1983.
Does it have a date on it?
No, it's in Spanish. It's a Spanish book.
I wonder if the release date was September 11th.
And it's just got 1983 book cover, and the author, no information or dates, unfortunately. Sorry, I stopped presenting, didn't I?
Sorry, I'm making a coffee.
Cool. I ran out of coffee. Oh. And I went to the shops, but I was just like, I had a fudged out moment and forgot everything. A long time ago, we had empires run by emperors. Then there was kingdoms run by kings, and now we have countries run by.
That's true.
Oh, that's great.
This is true. The most dangerous person is the one that listens, thinks, and observes, and I think that's definitely true. Watch these fuckers. Be like water, my friends.
Well, dangerous to who, though? You know.
Well, this is it. He's all about violence, and he ended up. He lived by the sword, and he certainly died by the sword. That's for sure. Yeah, and his greed was excessive. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't a truther. He was one of them.
No. Yeah, he was definitely one of them.
I was watching a thing about Sammy Davis Jr. earlier. Oh, fantastically talented man he was, but he was a Knights of Malta, exactly the same. He got the same uniform as basically Biden or Nelson Mandela. They all dressed exactly the same, regalia, similar to them ones we just looked at. But he just he can do anything. He hit the drums. It was an old drum thing when he's doing a bit of jazz. And he's like, fucking, what? He was just absolutely fantastic. He could do it with absolutely any instrument. He was so multi-talented. But yeah, again, Knights of Malta. How did you get so connected? Got to be the bloodline, haven't it? Got to be the bloodline.
And aren't the Knights of Malta have something to do with the Pope in Rome? Like they're the protectors of the Pope?
Yeah, well, we got the Black Pope now, haven't we? And I was wondering about that smoke malarkey that happens when they're all just waiting in St. Peter's Square for the smoke to come out. And I'm wondering whether they're burning the old Pope.
That very well could be.
You know?
Yeah, that'd stink too.
Because they're a bit weird, isn't they? Well, listen, it's all about money with the Catholic Church. I would say that they are not over encompassing or powerful, although they have got a couple of billion people in this world on their side, so they say. So they are exceptionally powerful.
But that's the thing. I don't think they really do. I think they have all these people on their side, but these people are really going along with the Church of Scientism. They don't believe what their own doctrine says. They don't live by it. They don't go by it. The book tells them one thing, and then their scientist priests tell them the exact opposite, and they all believe the scientist priests. So people can call themselves whatever they want. But if you want to go by the actual book, and, you know, the book says it goes one way. And if you're following that book, then I'm sorry, you're a flat earther. You are.
Tells you at the very beginning and all the way through it. Same with
all
the
the way
Quran
through
as
it.
well. Yeah, man, the Quran's a flat earth text. Exactly the same as well.
So if these are your true beliefs, if you really do follow these beliefs of this book and put, like the book says, put your faith in the word of God before every man. Every man is a liar, you know, and they don't. And I have a real big issue with my sister about this. And we don't even speak about religion anymore. Because when I started looking into flat earth, I started questioning. I'm like, hey, isn't this what you believe? This is what your book said. Oh, well, that's just, and it's like, well, then why do you go there every Sunday? What do you get out of it? What are you doing if this isn't your true belief system? You know, it's just, I don't know, it's infuriating, really. But yeah, it seems like all these people who claim to be, and I've met real people, you know, just Jack and his family, they follow the Torah like, you know, Jesus was telling people to do. They actually read the book and did the research and live by what it tells them to do. And they're great people. But so many people claim to be this and they're not. You know, they're not.
Causes a fuck ton of trouble in my chat, tell you that much.
Yeah, religion is not a good thing. I'm just saying. No, knowing that there's a creator and wanting to connect with, you know, that part of us, that's great. But as far as organized religion, especially when you talk about the Catholic Church and things like that,
religion. Yeah,
it's been so bastardized and turned over. And where did all this heliocentric stuff nonsense come from? From the church.
Yeah, from the church. But what about the word religion? It's to religion. Well, hang on. Is that like Legion the demon? You know,
yeah.
Why are we religion with him then? It's just like, what?
Right.
Yeah. And he's a pissy demon, a tricky one. So I was like, wow.
Someone had said something. Oh, I was watching a video, Jaron, and this guy was talking about fasting. How all these obese, overweight people could go 3 weeks without eating and they'd be fine.
Yeah, man, breatharian.
Yeah,
lock them away, and they just don't seem to. They're not tricking anyone. They're just not eating. No. Listen, when people die, yeah, you can be literally showing no signs of life, not eating, not drinking, and just laying like seemingly dead to the outside world, fucking months. They used to be burying Victorians back in the past. Used to have bells so they could ring. Nowadays, I don't even want to think how many people have been buried before they've actually been autopsied and or mutilated like they do without actually being fully dead. Because this is something that's really common with humans, is they can go into some narcoleptic deep state where the heart is just like, stop, you're still alive, you're in stasis. And they'll just boom, you're not dead, you're not dead. And they'll fucking bury you saying you're dead. I'm telling you now. What's the word? What about this? Cross your heart, hope to die. What's that all about? Huh? Stick a needle in your eye. Fucking just saying. Made you think that, haven't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I know I did. Think about it though.
You can almost hear the cogs whirring, that's for sure.
Listen, there was big science in these bell technologies and these mort cages. I've seen them all over Britain. And the mort cages is to say that people don't leave the coffin, okay, because of vampires or werewolves. Like, that's a real thing 150 years ago, okay. Or bells that they can basically pay money and you get more better ones as well. They even had electric ones later, all stopped like 1900s around that period. Now, yeah, I was supposed to have signed some wafer back last year where on death they don't mutilate your body, which they do with everybody, and share all your bits and bobs out or whatever they do. The thing is, there's something fucking really sinister going on here with the death thing, guys, right? They're carnageness at birth. Okay, at death and birth actually, but we have gone into this autopsy process, and they're draining the blood as well. So the blood they're using for what operations? And why are they taking all the blood? You don't need blood. You just need plasma, a liquid. You just need water, salt water, and it basically boosts up the blood. So they just got blood banks, and they don't really need blood banks, and they're autopsying us when they don't really need to autopsy us, and they're putting us 6 foot under the ground as quick as they possibly can when they don't need to be doing that. Yeah, that's not where we should be with the bugs and slugs and all that creepy shit. Yeah, that's their world. Yeah, we should be up there in the trees, in the light, in the ether.
Right.
Yeah? Back where we go, back to the source. Yeah, and back again, which we will.
Well, there are the Tibetan monks who evaporated into light, they say.
We are light beings. That's we're becoming lighter. Somebody said, 2 people said, one of my friends that went to the convention said she seemed like she was light as air and just floating around the place. And someone said the same to me as well. It's like, Matt, it's like you're not even walking. It's just like, because it feels so light. It's just we're light beings. It's just the weight of it all. It's just as we ascend, as the consciousness ascends. So yeah, there's no mistaking the circuit, but the cities are on circuit boards. This is no coinky dink. This is a reality. You know, look, that is like looks like a metropolitan area. We're looking at the inside of a computer. So the cities are computing something, and they were in the ancient world too.
That looks like
Forbidden City.
Yeah, or the one that's, where is it? India? Oh,
that's
I'm having
in Beijing. That one. That's the Forbidden City in Beijing.
Oh, that is actually the Forbidden City in Beijing?
Yeah, but you're not allowed in there, and I just think the place was just full of device.
Is it Kazakhstan you're thinking about, Zach? Because we were just talking about it.
No, it's an
Taj
old
Mahal
one.
or the
It's kind
Solomon's
of
Temple, or
no, maybe it's in Indonesia. It's a big giant temple. They say it's a temple. And they just found and it's a huge temple, but they found, and this was well known, the temple is, and Martin, I know you've seen it and you've probably covered it and done a bunch of video. I can't remember the name of it, and it's one of the famous ones. Oh, it'll come to me. But anyway, they found an outlying, they were doing radar from above, sonar penetrating radar or whatever. And they thought it was just 20 square miles. Well, they found out that that's just the center of the city. It's actually more like 120 square miles, the city around it. They're finding stuff all around this place now. Oh, I feel stupid. I can't remember the name of this.
It'll come to you when you stop thinking about it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking back to this map, see if I could help out then. But this is like the existence of what's supposed to be.
Ooh, would you look in the Amazon?
Yeah, sure.
Because I just saw
the Incas
Amazon.
Are supposed to have still been up and running, or the Mayans as well, and the Aztecs, but they got these still fairy tale cities in the middle of lakes. And that's Lake Titicaca. They're supposed to have had a tsunami and wrecked what is now Pumapunku. So look at this. So you've got the Andes. Something going on with that as well. So you've got the mountain range, that's the Rockies, starts up in Alaska, and then it worms its way down America, and then it sort of worms its way through Central America, and then it becomes the Andes, and they say it continues to western Antarctica, and then right the way across Antarctica. They say the same mountain range. The same mountain range, they say. And it's just worms. So there's not much going on with Chile, the Atacama, but they still got these palace cities everywhere.
Yeah, they were saying, I was watching this documentary about the Amazon, and they're doing sonar penetrating stuff. They're flying over the Amazon now, and they're saying there is so much more there
I got
than
something to show you, yeah.
people realize. The whole of South America was covered in cities that were all connected.
Mind blowing. So the Amazon's in this. This is one of the best sources for any information you can get, which is Kirchner. So he's a Jesuit. He lives in the 17th century, and he does all of this alchemical coding, right? But he shows these aquifers and this water system. He goes into the post-Diluvian world, giants. We're down here, them little ones now. We've dropped. Shame.
Like
isn't it?
grasshoppers.
I'm guessing they're ones that fits them buildings, Walt, they're about this big maybe, because these were giganticus.
Those are the mountain ranges that we see.
And there's Vesuvius, which you just talked about, which they sort of point towards being artificial in this, and I'll show you why now. You're not going to believe this, right?
I was just thinking that. I think
Yeah,
in
but
Yellowstone, what if there's something underneath Yellowstone? They say Old Faithful goes off like a timer.
yeah, but I showed the video only two. I'll show you now where a lady plays a tune, okay, and it makes water rise up just like Old Faithful. I'll show it to you right now, Zach, in a second. So yeah, let me just squiz through and show you some of these crazy maps. So it seems like that they're, putting into what's supposed to be volcanoes some wind tech, okay, which maybe pumps from underground aquifers. But when you check the maps for these aquifers, something shows up. Let me just squeeze through a minute, because there are a few of them here. So this is supposed to be a post-diluvian map, right?
I don't think we're displaying on the line on YouTube.
Oh, can you show?
Let me see. Nope, I'm seeing the Holy Grail of the Great Reset. Yeah.
That is a shame. But just check that out there anyway before I put it away. Can you see that line there?
I got it. It's sharing.
Ah, there you are. So post-diluvian map, and if you look there, you got the Suez Canal. A good 250 years before they say that they built it. So it's just proving that it was already there. Okay. And it's subterranean, but they do these things like they're supposed to be wormholes, and I'm not sure whether they're magnetic anomalies. I'll show you in a minute. They got these giant underground aquifers and canals. This one is going from, this is basically the delta in Nile, so we're looking east in an easterly direction. This subterranean canal here is literally going under the whole Caucasus. We're talking like canals going on these maps for thousands of miles. And then, and they show you like under the Amazon, which is like, there's another flat earth map. Look at this, all these continents above us, and all of that again coming up to the Tropic of Capricorn. And see these lines here, which look like it's no, I thought the first thing I thought is, oh, the South Atlantic anomaly, with the magnetic declination. And then this looks like really, the way you see, the perpendicular lines off of magnetic waves was like this. So I was thinking, oh, I wonder if they're actually mapping the magnetics as well. Because of this thing here coming off of Britain, we're looking west here to America. It's supposed to be like whatever it is, it's the whole Atlantic Ocean from Britain, 1,000+ miles.
Yeah. What is that supposed to be?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking he's doing magnetic anomalies. He's done them here as well. But check this under the.
What is that?
It's an underground, what looks like a man-made aquifer. Okay, for water, they're using earthquakes.
How fucking huge that would have to be.
They're canaling it everywhere over the fucking world on thousands of miles of canal network, using volcanoes to pump this stuff, this water, and they're putting it everywhere in the world. Okay, and apparently under the Amazon is that big. That would have to be 1,000 miles across.
God.
Not only that one, there's another one as well. There's this anomaly here is a whirlpool, and it is there today. You can check on it. It's off the coast of Norway. So it's like, all right then. So the whirlpool starts there, like what, a hole in the sea, and all the water pours away, and it never get, the sea never drops.
What was that game, Zach, that we had not long ago with the whirlpools and the underworld and the dark sun and all that?
I don't know, but they had the Iron Republic to the south.
Yep, and there was whirlpools that got you there and stuff. It was part of the entryways.
Fucking crazy. There's a tunnel goes up under the entire of Lapland, which is supposed to be freezing, by the way, at this period. Like the whole of Lapland from the North Sea to the Tatarian Ocean. Yeah.
So Martin, there's a place here in the States called Sedona, Arizona, in which it's known. Right, it's known for vortex energy. Well, recently someone captured an image on weather radar showing a huge vortex over Sedona, a place where there's no weather radar to have created it. And we've all seen the weather radar vector things. It's not a swirl. This is an actual vortex. And then someone else just caught one on a weather radar somewhere over somewhere in California. I have to go look it up. But yeah, it's crazy that that picture just reminded me of those. Lots of crazy energy stuff. Let me go find it. Hang
Yeah,
Yeah, people are. Sorry,
we've
Cam, go
spent
ahead.
yeah, we've spent a lot of time in the Sedona area, and I can tell you especially there's a place called Bell Rock that you can climb to the top of, and over multiple times we've hopped up to the top. And what's fun about it is that would normally be pretty good for me, but that would normally be very difficult for Bob to just hop out of his chair and climb to the top of a mountain nonstop, one break and feel great about it. And he did multiple times. I mean, it was like, normally there would be some
so
winding along
amazing.
the way and different things like that. But there's something about the place that, again,
Yep.
you can climb and not
Yep.
get tired at
My
all.
mom, dude, like on the trip out to take them to Oregon when we moved out there, we stopped. Me and her made a special trip back from Henderson to go to Sedona rather than go to Vegas. And that was the exact same. In fact, we got to Bell Rock and it was starting to get dark and they were warning us, y'all need to get back early, but mom was like, no, I want to go to the top. I'm like, Mama, I don't think I can make it to the top, dude. I sat down about 3 layers, how it spirals up. I sat down about 3 layers from the top. Couldn't do it. I was done. I just started making my little rock piles and she took off. She made it all the way up. I'm like, holy shit, you go, Mom. I mean, and she was in her 70s then. So yeah.
Bob made it up. I made it up. I mean, multiple times. And not only have we made it up there, but again, Bob's a trooper, but doing something like that, normally I'd hear, like,
oh, her
like
too.
Peter,
Yeah. She,
you know what I mean?
her back. She had like fused lower 3 or 4 vertebrae. So yeah, her walking
Right,
that
with the
distance,
backaches and things
let
like
alone
that.
going up, and yeah, it was amazing.
And Bob would be
and
like,
then
oh, I
out
feel
in the
great.
parking lot, not actually the parking lot, there was like the cement area, like
Right,
the
the
visitor
long.
area. There was a vortex supposed to be in that parking lot, well known. And my brother told me, just feel around. You'll probably come across it. Dude, Mom found it. And she was like, walk in here, feel this. It's hot in here, but it's not. It's cold right here. And we were putting our hands around it. It was crazy. Crazy
And
experience.
Another place by the airport.
Didn't mean to derail this. Sorry,
all kinds
Mark.
of crazy things. But go ahead, Martin. Yeah.
No, I was listening to you two. I'm just saying that's weird. I haven't encountered anything like that. But I
Yeah,
have
it was
heard of such a thing.
mind-blowing.
just
And it
mad.
woke her up to a lot. It like really changed her mind about a lot of my crazy talk over the years when she actually found that vortex for herself. She was blown away. Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Well, it's just like so many things. You don't believe it until you see it with your own eyes, unless it was brainwashed into you as a child,
You see
but
the
yeah.
gnats flying on a Taurus as well. And, sometimes you can see vortices near churches. You'll find vortices increase, especially near the entrances, I've noticed. Because if there's litter around, they'll show you where the vortices are. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely water underneath makes a difference, 100%. And the sound, the link between water, sound, vibration, and the ether is just so closely connected. It's the geometry of the place, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been thinking that might be my next area, sound, but sound is so...
I know.
It's expensive to play with that stuff and test it and all that stuff. All the gizmos and gadgets for it aren't cheap, And I don't have a college, backing me and buying me $80,000 pieces of lab equipment and crap like that to do this stuff. So,
mass spectrometer.
yeah, all that kind of good stuff, So yeah, maybe one day I'll get on that topic. One of these days.
It is so not fair. I'd do anything to have my old office back with all the laboratory equipment and everything in it. It's you don't know what you had until it's gone.
I love my
Yeah,
prism
man.
that sends all like rainbows around my room every day.
Oh, who was it that found that? Was that you, Josh, that found that today? There's a piece of acrylic. This guy found out how to just take a piece of acrylic And I don't know what he does to it or how he does it. I really got to dig into this article. And he shows all his math and all the how he did it and explains it all. But you hold this piece of acrylic at a certain angle, and a 3D presentation pops out of it, and it looks like it's like a hologram.
What?
And it's just using sunlight to make it. It's amazing.
I'll drop a link for you.
Ooh.
All right. There's the link in chat. So if you've ever done any video effects, work with video effects software, you're probably familiar with caustics. If you watch our Ironwork show, the water at the bottom of the screen is all computer generated. That is caustic. Those are the caustics that can be generated with this video effects software. Chat. Here we go. So this guy is manipulating the caustics in the acrylic. It's insane to see what he is doing with this stuff.
I don't think I'm seeing it on here if everybody else is, Josh, on YouTube.
No, I just dropped a link in the chat and dropped a link.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were showing it, man. I came back because I had to run for the cat. So.
I probably could, I suppose. I don't see why not.
It's pretty mind-blowing. I mean, truly mind-blowing. And I've looked into a lot of things similar to this idea. Like, remember that whole fad where they would take a photograph and acrylic block and make the little pinpoints inside it so it became a 3D thing and you could shine the light up through it and it would twirl around? No? Nobody? Anyway, there was a big phase of those going on here in the States for sure for a while. I carried them in my arcade for the longest time. It was one of my big things, ticket items that all the people wanted to play for. Anyway, so this takes that idea and just goes like nuts. It's crazy. The clear, yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you're still trying to show it or not.
Yeah,
I'll try to.
I'm getting real close.
I could maybe do it actually.
No, I think I'm here.
I was actually looking at his video before we went in earlier, just blown away by it yet again. And it's got kitties.
Can't go wrong with kitties. There we go.
There we.
Now I think we got her done. So this is the piece of acrylic at this cat. So you see right through the acrylic. It's just like a pane of glass, right? You just look right through it. But when you get it to cast a silhouette, so you see he's got the background up there and then light passes through it, you can see his cat that he's got going. Now look, that's not just the cat. That's a 3D image inside that acrylic that you can just look straight through.
Look how it comes off the image there, off the acrylic. That is wild.
So then he gets into the caustics of water and the reflections and how it's done in large bodies of water and how that light passes through the eye and how it passes through the lens and it gets into all the maths. And then he actually breaks it down and gets into it. Like, he does it. He shows you.
Like nerd style gets into it.
Uh-huh. And just shows you how he just starts to manipulate the way the caustics are coming through. Tweaks his calculations a little bit and starts to get that rough image. And you can just modify and modify and modify. It's insane.
Wow, now they say water does this?
Yep.
For some reason I feel this is tied to the sky.
Here's Snell's
What
law.
we see above.
Snell's law and how light bends when passing from one material to another. Refractive index, the principle of least time. Yeah, there was something real moonish about that cat as it was being displayed on that paper. And the 3D aspect of it. And that's what really caught my attention when I was looking at this. So I come from actually a really intelligent family. Like super can't carry a conversation because nobody can follow along, just like really smart. Multilingual, probably having worked for the government at some point. Yeah, I'm sure there's quite a bit of government interactions inside my family. But not really sort of awake at all. But I saw one of my cousins post this, and it just, again, the title caught my eye, but I was just, something really compelled me to look. Let me just pop that open a little bit. There we go. Something very moonish about that cat and the way it's just this 3D projection that's, you know, the projection itself isn't the object.
Right. And the way it moves as like, okay, so when he's turning it and it like fades. Do y'all remember that video that came out about 2016, 2017 of the moon allegedly? And it looked like the moon was folding away.
I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I got that somewhere. Yeah,
right.
I got that. Yeah.
It makes me think of that. It makes me think of that video, of that moon folding away video.
Uh-huh. So, yep, that's just manipulating the way the light passes through that particular material and being able to control it and get it to do what you want to form an image to be projected elsewhere. But you can't really see it with the eye until it's projected. You would never see it unless it's projected.
Now, I've gotten things to project like this is doing in many ways, using a multitude of different things. He made it imprinted into that, but actually even doing it by reflection. It's amazing how they will come down 3D and do it. My biggest trick is trying to make other qualities besides the optics. This is like super cool, so it'd be fun to see what else, you know, and putting in this. I don't know if you couldn't transfer other ones, but see, can you get heat? Can you get cold? Can you get any other aspects of it? In the optics itself, it's amazing what can be done. And you're right, it could be done in water, it could be done, it's an imprint. So it's like a fingerprint in it that you're getting a 3D holographic reflection. And again, that's one way to do it. There's like even simple getting the reflection, what things can be done optically. We learn every day, and again, something they don't share with us much. So I'm glad you are.
Yeah, this just blew my mind when I saw it.
I would like to see him do just a bunch of dots that when he turned it looked like stars coming up off of it.
Right.
At different depths.
Are all that is we're all 3D holograms being projected down through our dome. That's
hey, according to Ken Wheeler, we're just, all matter is just different, you know, it's light that's condensed. That's, I don't know. I've been trying to wrap my brain around that one, but yeah, just, you know, light or ether. Kind of, if you look at it that way, you know, light is just the ether being perturbated. Well, matter is the ether being, would it maybe less perturbated or even more? I don't know. I don't know which way of the scale you would go. A higher frequency or vibration makes denser matter, or a lower frequency and vibration makes denser matter. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's amazing. Makes
My
you think.
avatar is needing food and sleep.
Yeah, it's got to be getting late to you, man.
It's getting on 2 a.m. and I've got neighbors and stuff, but I'm hanging. They're busy.
Thank you, brother. You don't have to hang too much. We
won
love
the
everything, sir. Yes, we did. Thank you so much for sharing.
Nice.
Blew my
I
mind.
fucking love it.
Anyway, thanks guys for inviting me. Thanks for the recap.
Thank you for recapping for us.
Absolutely, man.
I'm so
Thank
excited for you
everything.
and the
Thanks for all
template
of
you've
it.
created that you'll be able to share with others and make creating these get-togethers and these conferences easier for everybody else. I know.
Knew the flat earthers were fantastic anyway. Just they've been in for a while. Just needed to get out and about.
Right, let us out, bitches.
Yeah, man. Show them how it's done. We show the rest of them how it's done. That's what we'll do.
Love you, man. Thank you.
We'll love them out. Right, then,
Thanks, Martin.
All right, night,
Yeah.
Have a good
Flat
day.
thumbs, brother.
Flat thumbs. See you on the next one.
Mwah.
Absolutely, my man.
All right,
Much love, Martin. Many thanks.
All right, no worries. Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Walt Teach. Thanks, Zach H. Speak to you soon.
Yep, love you, bro.
Cammy, love you, Cammy, too. Wherever you are.
Bye-bye, sweetheart. Talk soon.
Okay.
Love what you bring.
It's funny.
Wish I was there at the conference. I really missed that one, and I
know.
wish you were coming to Spartanburg. Which, by the way, I don't know if anybody else knows, but I just learned that David Weiss purchased a billboard board that's going up the 27th of the month, and we'll have a good place to do activism and photo ops and that. So, right near my house. Love it.
Wicked. Well, something to look forward to as well. But, well, I'll check the climate, see if I can actually get over there. But I don't. You never know. Though. Might just...
Never know. If you could do it, it'd be pretty awesome.
Well, listen. The jabbed are now classed as non-jabbed. They're all now nobody is jabbed, even though they've had 2 jabs. They're back to square one. They have to have boosters to make the first 2 work. So you never know. It's like nobody's had a jab at this stage. So.
Yeah, hey, it could change tomorrow. You know, these people could all pull their heads out of their asses and be like, all right, I'm done with this. Screw this nonsense. I'm not playing this game anymore. That's all it would take.
They
really.
know it's done stuff. They know the magic spell's undone. Okay, everyone's waking up. They must feel. They must feel it all. Okay, they just must be. Oh dear, you know. These people, you know, they gotta do, you know, the judgment, like where all of the wrongs that they've ever done in their life are going to be played on a giant screen in front of all of history. It's not going to go down well for them. So they're shitting themselves. They're going to get away with a goddamn thing in this place. That's
sure. Right. We're going to keep them on their toes.
Fuck yeah. Keep them up against the ropes. Giving them big... Anyway, it's all over. It was a while ago. You all know this. Fucking hell, they just did that. Why do you think all that was? Flattening the curve.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right. They knew. This is death rows. That's all this is. Death rows.
We all know it. Anyway. So. Anyway, peace loves you all. I gotta get going.
All right.
Love you,
All right,
man.
Martin.
Sleep well.
Love you, man.
Rest up.
Bye, bro.
It's friend.
That's good stuff.
Absolutely.
Guess
Gotta
TJ
love
got
a
caught
night
up.
with Martin.
Oh, always. It's always
Look,
good stuff to be deduced.
and Brian broken as always.
Yeah, I want to see that cathedral that he was showing pictures of. Because I've seen so many things like that where you see it and you just... Videos don't do it justice. Pictures don't... There is no way to show it what you're actually seeing. And get that sense of awe.
Aww.
So yeah. I want to... There's so much I want to see. But I got to say thanks to Martin for just finding all these pictures, taking the time to go through and just find all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where does he get the time to do all this stuff? I don't know who's working more, him or David Weiss. But we got to hook battery chargers up to these guys or something. Because the way they're always constantly moving, you know they could be producing enough power to run a house at least.
Shout out there to the big red spot. Yes, sir, indeed. We are live.
Speaking of powerhouses, I saw our powerhouse, Allison, had a live feed camera going there in the bar finally. Or the venue. I'm not knowing that it's a bar for sure. But definitely saw you there for a minute, Allison. Thank you for sharing us if you were able to. We certainly appreciate it.
And I'm not quite sure where Terrestrial Mac is. He did say he would be fashionably late, but
Yeah, we're kind of.
Yeah, these things happen.
they happen. But that, again, that's why the door is always open. Because,
And that's going to say, and that doesn't mean anything except we'll have to get him in here next time.
you know, it just means that.
So, I just know he really likes Martin a lot. I wish he was in here to hang out. I mean,
Yeah.
That does. Of course, everybody likes Martin, but I know he was really excited last time Martin was showing up too. So, as we all are again. So, talking in circles. It's getting late, apparently.
Yep. We love you, Terry. Next time, door's always open. You have the link. It's there.
Sure.
As anybody with the link can attest. All you got to do is click it.
Big shout out to Nemo in the chat. I can't wait to see you, man. This is going to be awesome. I'm starting to get the Flattoberfest jitters now. It's setting in. We're like less than, I think we're at 6 weeks now, something like that.
All right, Zach and
Yeah,
Cammy,
baby.
see what you can do about maybe getting Karen on here next week. I'd like to get caught up and see what's going on with her and get the lowdown and the rundown. And
Yeah, get the pre-show instead of the post-show.
there you go.
I know
Yeah,
that. Oh,
Okay,
I
go
talked to
ahead,
Karen
Cam.
today. I talked to Karen today, or I texted her back and forth, and I know Karen was hard at work at the go-kart place right across from the hotel venue, driving those go-karts, crashing them and that, making sure that it was fun for all. So they were definitely with Brian and Ted out playing today. I also know that the hotel got sold out today.
That's awesome.
So we're expecting a beautiful, beautiful crowd. And I mean, there are
That is
definitely
floors of flat earthers, folks.
other floors. It's going to be.
Floors.
And now we have on the map the billboard, also a place to meet. And again, somebody picked out a really, really good location where we can all get easily on the ground next to it, walk to it from the hotel and the venue. And
Yeah, I think it's only like 2 blocks away.
right, it looked like 3 on the map, but still did not look. It was closer to the venue than the hotel was to the venue, just in the other direction. So again, it was not far at all. And again, all in the heart of downtown Spartanburg, which is fun for us because it is Zach and I's stomping ground and Glowbusters. So we are flat smacking our town, and I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, there are 32 dots now
32
within
dots.
my 50K area. And yeah, a lot of it is Spartanburg, Greenberg. I mean, Valley Falls. I drive right by a flat earther every day on my way to picking Jaron up from school. He's like 2 blocks from Jaron's school. Bocephus something. I'm going to have to send him a message and go have a coffee or something. Yeah, we're everywhere, folks. We really are. And just if there's nobody right next to you, hey, it's only at 12% right now. They're the people that have actually turned it on. You may have a flat earther living right down the road. You don't even know it.
And that 12% of them, that's only 12% of them that have the app. The people that have an app, I know that we talked to the people at the
That's
market.
less than 1% of flat earthers.
Right. All kinds of people everywhere. So again, just by talking to people, and I know me wearing flat earth stuff out there, I can't believe how many people we meet. It's warms the heart.
I can't wait to see all the blue dots at Flattoberfest. That's going to be amazing. Everybody just migrating.
I have like 500 blue dots within my area.
Yeah, we need to take screenshots and do a little animation of all the blue dots as they travel from state all the way due east.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I have them on occasion.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. The day before and leading up to it, like every hour I'll take a picture and we'll just watch all these dots converge into one spot. That'll be cool.
That'd be real cool.
Daz in chat. They're saying one local blue dot says she knows 4 others that are not on the app. So there you go.
I do have Billingtano in chat saying Karen B is going to be on with Ceiling Fan Man tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is just in about 20 minutes here. So we will try to bail off before that happens. That way you guys can head on over there, tell them that you came from here, and we sent you over there to peer pressure Karen into coming on next week to let us know how everything's going.
And I know they're having a really fun day, so she should be pumped with showing the different things. It's going good. Like to hear it, like to feel it.
Yeah, and I saw somebody, I don't know who they were, not a real, I don't know the name, but they were giving her crap on Facebook about where all the money's going and are the ticket prices going to get lower. And as she should have, Karen just went off on them. You know, she don't take no shit. She's all out of bubblegum, folks. You ain't getting that Karen right now. And yeah, I couldn't believe, and so many people jumped on and just gave that person hell. But I know. I mean, a couple months ago, Karen was all crazy and stressed out about this thing. You know, and that was months, 3-4 months until, you know, day of. And she was freaking out and stressing out. This is a lot of work that she's doing. You know, just all the stuff. It's not just booking a venue and that's it. I mean, there's, you know, the travel and the hotels for the speakers and all the different stuff that she's doing. Yeah. If you have any issues like that, then don't come. And that was her sentiment exactly. If you think that you're getting robbed, go try to go to Comic-Con for this price or something like that. This is a 2-day event. I mean, it's not cheap to do this stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful venue. I know one of the things she was working on today, and I feel really guilty, and maybe one of our Iron Realm people want to help out or that, but she's making a banner for the How the World Works exhibit, so people can see it easier, that and come to it. And she said she's been wanting to do it for a while, so she wanted to know what design we wanted, and it's like, oh crap, Karen's got so much more style than I do. Why would I try to come up with a design to Karen and give it to Karen B? It's like, yeah, well, I like what you do. But that's not very nice. She's got all this stuff going on. And
yeah, maybe we'll sit down tomorrow. Yeah, we'll sit down tomorrow and
it's hard. It's not very nice. But
the
problem is, but the problem is she's so good at it, and her shit turns out so good.
I do the old dot matrix with the printers and the 9x11 accordion paper that just comes up out of the box. And you can just print them all one letter on a sheet and just print it up there. There you go. Slap an IRM sticker on it and color done.
My artwork is still done in clip art, and it's not good. It's not a happy thing. So yeah, I have much respect for all y'all people out there with style.
Yeah, Nimnet says, I think it would be nice if the merch was available online. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the merch is brought by different people. You know, it's people bringing their stuff that they're making themselves to the conference. So maybe in the future we might be able to get something like that set up, you know, but that's a more internet site cost and this and that. And, you know, it's all this stuff just costs money. So maybe in the future, you know, when we start selling out 1,000, you know, seats, venues and stuff like that, hopefully we could do something like that where we have a, you know, the website where this will be the merch that's at the conference and you can start buying it even before the conference. Yeah, that would be awesome. That's a good idea. Thanks.
I know some of this stuff, I know, like Daddy makes his globes and different things like that, that I wonder by the time that you did it and had to stop and ship it and everything, I don't know if it would offset shipping, you know, would work on some of the things too, or again, with the items, on coordinating, it'd be an interesting, it'd be a whole other thing to take on.
Is there going to be a virtual ticket? Somebody, Daz was asking in chat. Is there going to be, like they did for the FEIC, where they could watch it online, all the presenters and stuff like that?
I don't know. I don't think that she's setting up things like that, but there are several people that are going to be streaming it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think she's doing it as selling it as an event. But she's working on, I know the last I was talking to her, she was working on even different cameras and that set up so there's different views and that going on for the live stream and having people do it. So I know she's going from a lot of different directions. She's doing the secret mingle and again doing everything, putting all the little touches on it to make it as wonderful as she can. I know that, again, that she was testing out those go-karts today, so I know.
And if there's any flat earth ladies out there that are single, she is looking for more of you to join her at the singles mingle. Just a lot of dudes right now. Just saying, a lot of dudes. Ladies, you'll have your pick. So, as of right now, but yeah. So
As far
if
as
you're
the
looking to
t-shirts-
meet a nice flat earther, sign up for that.
I hear music.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here.
Oh, you're good.
How's it going, Allison?
It's house.
How you doing, lady?
Me, I don't know. How's it look? I'm good. Okay.
Well, we can see you.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, oh, wait. Here we go.
I don't think your headset is the mic that you're using. Does your
I don't
camera
either.
have a microphone? I think that your computer is picking up your camera microphone as opposed to your headset. I think that might be it. Shout out to Critical Inception there in chat. Thanks for hanging out this evening.
Yeah, I love you, Alex. Hope you get down there to Flattoberfest. I saw you said you were hoping to get down there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying how has to get a t-shirt before they sell out this year. I think it's a really good idea because I've seen a preview of the shirt color and the shirts, and I really love the color of them. They're that like purpley color eggplant t-shirt, purple that is actually very cool. Great colors, so they're going to sell out, I think.
If only I knew somebody there to get me one. The thing about, guys, I know it's not fair to those of us who probably won't be able to attend, but there is something very cool about walking around in real life after the fact with a shirt that came from somewhere that no one else is going to have except people that were there. There were quite a few people that had those shirts. They made it specifically for the conventions that I used to go to quite often. They're all now raggedy and wore to death because I loved them so much. They're like black shirts that are great because they've been faded so much. So definitely that exclusivity of it, that makes it extra special. And again, unfortunate for those of us who can't be there, but.
Yeah, so we need to like get t-shirts for him is what he's saying, Zach, so that we can put that on our little list to do. I don't think that's so unreasonable. It is fun. It's fun for us. I mean, because my husband's name is usually on the shirt, so that makes
it.
And my name even shows up from time to time, and that's like crazy. Totally, the first FBIC conference, and it had a picture with your face on it. It's like that's the damnedest thing. I never thought I was going to have my face on a T-shirt. If I mean, I would have bet money against it, but it's lots of fun, and the T-shirts always turn out great. I know the first year we did that oatmeal color though, and well, you've got my color in, I think, or whatever. I mean, there's just nothing that makes you feel like more paste than that color. So I'm excited about the purple. The green was a little bit better, but the purple is like one of my favorite colors. So totally crazy girl thing.
No, not at all. I walked around with purple tinted glasses for quite a few years just so I could get that energy into my face.
There is my favorite T-shirt. 1995. Pearl Jam, the Alive guy.
Nice.
I bought 2 of them, and I haven't worn this one. And it's still like it's falling apart just from hanging on the hangers. Look at how it's getting like see-through.
Uh-huh.
That crazy?
I've still got the T-shirt from when I went to boot camp. It's got the picture of the yellow footprints on the back because when you first get there off the bus, they shuffle you off the bus and they have the footprints at a 45-degree angle, already showing you how to stand at attention. And it was like the 75th anniversary of the Recruit Depot, the MCRD said down there in San Diego. So it was a pretty big deal at the time. Yeah, I've still got that thing floating around. I wear it on occasion, but it's pretty threadbare as well.
Yeah, you should see the one that I did wear. It's gone now. It was like see-through, and you could just poke it, and it would put a hole in it. It was my soccer shirt. I wore it before every soccer game. Yeah. Isn't it weird how when you're younger you get attached to certain things like that? Well, I can't say when I'm younger. I carry around the same 2 ounces of silver and 2 rocks. Actually, I carry around a rock that Allison gave me in my pocket everywhere I go. You know, so I still have my knickknacks. I carry around 2 magnets, 2 bar magnets in my pocket, or cylinder magnets. So yeah, I guess I'm still the same person.
You keep giving me flashbacks of before we moved and how many times Bob told me that I wasn't going to get to take all the rocks back to Colorado to Carolina. It's like, I know I can't take. It's like you realize you don't get to take all of your rocks. It's like, yeah, fair enough. But
you got the most important ones, right?
I did.
If you're anything like my mom and me, you'd basically be taking Colorado too.
Right. And I would have. I mean, I could have said, but this river rock all needs. Yeah. Zach did a great job landscaping. Now rip it up. I want it with me. So. But yeah, it is pretty. The rock's like very, very different in every region, and so that's again something to fall in love with from place to place, and things to miss about it. I do miss the river rock. It was incredibly beautiful.
David Howard in chat, he says, "I'm 70 years old, and I sometimes wonder, should I buy more clothes or not?
Or not?
The only thing I buy, David, I buy flat Earth stuff at flat Earth festivals. Those, I haven't bought myself a T-shirt besides that, and I don't know how.
Start tie-dyeing. Make your own.
Yeah, those are the only clothes I bought. All my last 7 or 8 T-shirts that I have, you know, are flat Earth festivals or flat Earth, you know, Jeranism or NASA lies or hoax shirt, all that stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. I used to buy nothing but Cubs and Bears stuff. Jerseys and all that kind of nonsense. $125 for a jersey. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness, just stupidity. You learn.
Or you don't.
Yeah, or you don't. And you're 70 years. Yeah, don't go buy a $70 T-shirt, David. Or $70 or $125 jersey. Geez, I bet they're a lot more now. That was almost 20 years ago. Yeah, but I got them for cheaper than that. People, I knew a guy who had his own flea market shop on the weekends, and he would sell jerseys, and he got them for like $20, buying them wholesale. And then you throw an extra $100 onto it. But at the flea market, you know, he was a salesman. He'd drop the price and this and that. As long as he can get 50 out of the person, that would be as low as he would go. But yeah, he made so much money selling those things. It's crazy. Yeah, Billingtano. I was a Bears fan. Grew up just down the road from Chicago. I was born in Indiana, but the name of the town was called East Chicago. And I lived in a place called Whiting, which was, I mean, a stone's throw. It was actually butted up against the Illinois border, right up in the northwest corner of Indiana. So yeah, everybody was Bears fans up there. Yeah, that was a different world, though. That was a different time for me. I don't know. Gosh. You wouldn't even, I don't know. I was a totally different me. I mean, I was still me as far as my personality and, you know, things like that. But the stuff that I cared about, I would scream at my television during Bears games or Cubs games. Scream, top of my lungs. Watching a grown man play a child's game got me that excited. What can you do?
What can you do?
Just not that anymore, right?
Pretty much.
Detroit, man, Billington, we could talk football forever, I bet. I was never a Lions fan, but I loved Barry Sanders. Even if you don't like football, you could go watch Barry Sanders highlights, and it's still awe-inspiring. All right, enough football. We got to get off football talk. Sports ball.
Yay, sports ball.
Well, it's about time to get out of here, isn't it? We got about 5 minutes before Karen's show starts over there on what channel is she on?
Ceiling Fan Man.
Man.
Yep. That's the one.
I'll go grab that and drop it into chat for y'all if you aren't subscribed over there. I hope y'all had a wonderful night. Thank you again to Martin. Always a great guest. Always brings stuff too, you know. Never really has to. We don't ask him to present or anything like that, but the guy's just a presenter. He really is.
Yeah, he always brings the fire, for sure, for damn sure. Thanks for everybody there in chat. I tried to keep up, but it was nigh impossible. Thank you guys so much for sharing, for being here. I saw some new subs. Thank you, David Jones. I saw you for sure. I saw a lot of names that were new to me. Tried to say, hey, if I missed you, sorry, we tried. Hopefully you'll be here next week. We do this every Friday right here on this same flat channel. We also do the Ironworks on Tuesday morning and Friday morning over there on TFR. So if you've not checked out Truth Frequency Radio, come see us over there on the Tuesday, Friday mornings. It's early. For us, it's 4 a.m. For Josh and I. For Zach, it's a little better. Not much better. He gets it an hour later. But for various places across the plane, definitely come check us out. Is it 10 a.m. in the UGT? Man, it's been too long since I remembered all this
I
stuff.
believe that's right. 10 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which puts it right about 4 a.m. for Walter and I.
And I think it's, 9 p.m. for Lucas?
No, it's a bit earlier. It's about 7.
All right.
Y'all are tougher than me, except for Lucas. But Lucas, you make up for by being here now.
By being here, right. He makes it up for
sure.
And Lucas.
You had your camera off at the beginning, but I know I saw you grinning when Josh did the scream at the beginning of the show. I just saw you cracking.
We all felt it.
Whenever I hear a goat scream now, I'm going to think of you.
They've got
in a good way.
I don't know how often. I don't know how often that is.
There's so many good songs that they've incorporated goat screams into. It's well worth doing a little YouTube search to check out goat scream
okay.
music.
I'm looking forward to looking at that book that Martin dropped, that stuff about electricity and things. So I'm gonna get straight into that probably after this or later tonight.
It was there in the chat earlier.
Yeah, I have it. I downloaded the PDF. I got it ready to roll.
Nice.
Well, then I guess it is probably about that time then, ladies and gentlemen.
Love y'all.
TJ, we'll see you soon. Allison, thank you so much, lovely lady.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Okay. Fingers crossed you'll be able to find Karen B over here next week. But until then, head on over to the Ceiling Fan Man. Tell her we said hi. Love you guys. Yep. See you next week.